You're listening to The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, Cedar Rapids. We now leave our network programming to bring you the following special sports presentation. Let the good times roll with the fun of Kernel Baseball in The Zone. Bring your family, bring your friends. This is where the fun never ends. Everybody knows when you're at the game. The good times roll. Hey, Kernel, let the good times roll. Cedar Rapids Kernel, let the good times roll. With the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show, here's the voice of the Kernels, John Rogers.
It's another wonderful evening for baseball here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, and the Kernels usher in the month of June with a good taste in their mouth following an 11-4 thrashing of the Western Division leading Wisconsin Timber Rattlers last evening, a Taco Bell 10 spot. Remember, still time this evening to stop by any of the greater Cedar Rapids area Taco Bells and tell them you're there for the Taco Bell 10 spot, and you can get up to 10 beef tacos for just 39 cents. Ordinarily, they're 89 cents. That's because the Kernels scored a Taco Bell 10 spot last night. The Kernel victory shoved the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers back into a first-place tie atop the Western Division standings in the first half. They're tied with Clinton at 30 and 22. Both of those clubs lead the swing of the Quad Cities by a game and a half. Kernel broadcast assistant Julia Jansen is going to host the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show, and her guest is Miguel Gonzalez. Miguel polished off the visitors in the ninth inning last night, struck out the side, as a matter of fact. You'll enjoy hearing from Miguel Gonzalez next on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show here in the Zone.
A triple play, a rarity on the diamond, but produced successfully every day at South Slope Communications in North Liberty. The South Slope Communications Triple Play consists of voice, video, and data communications for your home or business. Achieve your communications triple play with South Slope Communications. South Slope is committed to providing the latest communications technology to their members while continuing to give service second to none. South Slope can provide your home or business with just about everything that connects you to information. Digital wireless phones, long-distance plans, data home and business wiring, video conferencing, dial-up and high-speed internet service, fiber optic installation and termination, and coming soon to all local servicing areas, digital video TV service. South Slope also rents out a beautiful community center event room in their magnificent new building in North Liberty. When you need anything in the communications field, select South Slope Communications. Visit them at southslope.com.
We're here on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show with right-handed pitcher Miguel Gonzalez. I'm broadcast assistant Julia Jansen here with some questions. Miguel, you arrived with the Kernels just about 2 weeks ago, and this is your first season in professional baseball. Has it been what you've expected?
Yeah, it's been what I've expected. I mean, some guys are struggling a little bit, but hopefully the second half will come up and do a better job.
Have there been any really big surprises for you?
Not really. Not any big surprises for me.
And how have you enjoyed Cedar Rapids so far?
I like it. It's fun. Different environment from California to here. So, I don't know. I'm doing good. It's fun being out here.
And how long have you been playing baseball?
I've been playing baseball since I was 11 years old. Played Little League and then played high school ball and then college ball for 2 years. And they signed me here late draft. Well, I didn't get drafted. It was just a free agent. I was a free agent, so.
Were you always a pitcher, or did you start out in other positions?
I played third base, shortstop in college ball and high school. But once I started my second year in college, I started pitching, and then that's what I stick with. So that's what I'm doing now.
Okay. What's been your favorite thing about pitching?
Just being up there. You know, you're the one that's controlling the game. Everybody's watching you, the fans, and it feels good once you finish, you know, your outing or whatnot.
Okay, great. Now, pitchers today seem to usually be larger guys. You're listed as 6 feet and 165 pounds. Has your slight build ever resulted in coaches or scouts shying away from you?
I don't know. This is my first year, being here. I'm not really sure about that, but it doesn't really matter. All that matters, having heart and giving it all you got and see what you can do.
Great. Well, we'll be right back with more from right-handed pitcher Miguel Gonzalez. You're listening to Colonel Baseball in the Zone.
Your home is a powerful asset. Managed wisely, it can help you with home improvements, tuition, and other expenses. Wells Fargo Home Equity Financing is the key. With flexible terms, competitive rates, and affordable payments. Our bankers have the knowledge and resources to help you find the best financing for your needs. Talk with a Wells Fargo banker today and see how home equity financing can help you reach your next stage. Wells Fargo, the next stage for the housing lender.
Who's that cool cooking man? King of the grill, who's your patio? Charbroiled sausage flipping man with the buns. Who's your patio?
He only cooks Clements, cooks #1 for taste and fun.
Econo Foods is the place to save on Clements fine products this week. Shop Econo Foods for hot pricing on Clements.
We're back here at the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. We're talking with right-handed pitcher Miguel Gonzalez. This is broadcast assistant Julia Jansen. Miguel, you struck out the side of the ninth inning last night in the Kernels' victory. How often, if ever, have you done that?
Not often, but I struck out 2 guys in a row, but not 3. So that was a blessing. That was real good. I felt real positive and confident in the plate, so that was good.
Do you have any, feedback in the dugout when you came back in there?
Yeah, all my friends, came and congratulated me.
Great. Now, did your family have a chance to listen to the game last night? They probably have to listen on the internet?
We don't have any internet back in California, but I called them and told them the story, and they were very happy. So they're happy for me, and they were praying for me every day, and coming out here and giving all I got.
And you were born in Guadalajara, Mexico, but everyone in your family lives in California now?
Yeah, my mom's side of the family lives in California. My dad's side lives in Guadalajara, Jalisco. So sometimes when I get a chance, I'll go up there and visit them. But they're happy for me.
And you have any brothers or sisters?
I have a brother younger than me and a sister that's older than me. So I'm the guy in the middle. I'm the one in the middle. So
Do they have any baseball experience?
My little brother is playing right now high school ball. So hopefully everything goes good for him. I pray for that every day, and hopefully he'll make it to the bigs also.
Is he a pitcher as well?
He's a third baseman, first baseman, pitcher. He's a bigger guy, though, than me, so hopefully he'll make it.
Cool. And before this year, you were at Los Angeles Mission Community College. What part of Los Angeles is that in?
It's in the valley of San Fernando Valley. What can I say? We played different schools like Glendale, Hancock, COC, College of the Canyons, Pierce. It was a good experience for me, those 2 years that I was there.
Does that have a religious affiliation?
No, it's not.
And I saw that just May 27th, was your 21st birthday?
Yeah, it was my 21st birthday. Some guys took me out, and we had fun that night. I wish my parents were here and my girlfriend, but things didn't work out like that, and I still had fun.
All right. Well, I have a gift certificate to Zio Giano's Spaghetti House. It's a nice restaurant here in Cedar Rapids that you can go treat yourself to for helping us today. You have been listening to the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show with right-handed pitcher Miguel Gonzalez. Coming up next, legendary broadcaster Bob Brooks and the voice of the Kernels, John Rogers, will be up with your lineups. You're listening to Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
It's spring planting time, and garden treasures await you at Peck's Flower Shop and Garden Center. For the best plant selection in the area, plus all the free advice you'll need, visit Peck's Flower Shop and Garden Center. Peck's greenhouses are filled with blooming treasures for garden, patio, and hanging baskets. Peck's has hundreds of varieties of perennial plants, rose bushes, and vegetable plants, all ready to plant. Peck's has acres of trees and shrubs for creating beautiful landscapes. Peck's will help you with your landscape projects with expert advice and estimates. Bring us your ideas. We'll help bring them to life. Visit Peck's Flower Shop and Garden Center, where the knowledgeable staff is ready to answer your plant and gardening questions. Peck's is located at the corner of Blair Ferry and Edgewood Road Northeast. Peck's, growing garden treasures since 1956.
We start the month of June with an ideal evening for baseball. And we welcome you into the zone for the second game of the Kernel 4-game series with the Western Division co-leader, Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. Thanks for making us a part of your Wednesday evening. It is delightful here. No wind, low humidity, and the temperature is in the high 70s. It really feels like summer baseball weather, and it should now that we've turned past Memorial Day and into the month of June. Only a few days left of school, and we have two spotlight schools with us this evening, Wilson and Grant. Grant School and Wilson School are our guests this evening here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, where the Kernels will try to make it two straight over a very good Wisconsin ball club led by Scott Steinman. Steinman, the manager of the Timber Rattlers. Their record is 30-22, and they've only played 4 games at home since May 7th. That's because the Division III NCAA Division III baseball tournament was up at Fox City Stadium. They are on a prolonged road swing right now. This is their third city that they've visited on a long road trip. Let's set the starting lineups for the co-leaders in the West, the Class A Midwest League affiliate of the Seattle Mariners, the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. Switch-hitting shortstop Osvaldo Navarro will lead off. Navarro didn't play in last night's series opener. The center fielder will bat second for Wisconsin, Josh Womack. Rob Johnson, 8th in the league with a .325 average, will catch. Johnson hits third for the Timber Rattlers. The Wisconsin cleanup batter is Mike Wilson. Wilson from Tulsa, Oklahoma, in right field. The designated hitter had 2 hits in the series opener last night. The Kernel 11-4 victory. Matt Tuiasosopo, the DH, will bat 5th. Hitting 6th in left field, Sebastian Boucher. Boucher is from Canada. He's in left field, hitting 6th. Batting 7th at first base, Brandon Green for the visitors. Young Chi Chen from Taiwan, a free nation off the coast of communist China. Young Chi Chen will bat 8th and play third base. And batting 9th for Wisconsin, he wasn't in the lineup last night either for the series opener, Jack Arroyo. Arroyo at second base, hitting 9th. On the hill for Wisconsin is a young lefty, 19 years old, slightly built, 6 feet, 155 pounds, from Colombia, the country of Colombia, Julio Santiago. Julio Santiago is on the hill, making his debut for Wisconsin. Last season, in rookie ball, Santiago pitched in just 3 games, 1 as a starter, and he was 2-0 with a 1.80 earned run average. Julio Santiago, a young southpaw on the hill this evening, making his debut in the Midwest League for the Timber Rattlers. Allen Motor Company is now proud to present the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup. Allen's is celebrating their 102nd year in business in our community with a birthday bash sale at their fabulous campus, I-380 and Boyson Road, exit 25 in Hiawatha. 2005 Buick LeSabres at Allen's during their birthday bash sale are priced at just $20,998. Those 2005 Buick LeSabres are the best-selling full-size car in America. And if you buy or lease now during Allen's 102nd year birthday bash sale, your first year's maintenance is on Allen's. That's right. Allen's is 102 years old, and the gifts are for you. Buy or lease now during Allen's 102nd year birthday bash, and they'll pay for your first year's maintenance. That's quite a gift from Allen's to you. Allen Motor Company, proud to bring us the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup. The Kernel record is 21-31, and the Kernels were 11-4 winners, a Taco Bell 10 spot here last night. Leading off for the Kernels, playing in his 16th game, second baseman switch hitter Alexi Casilla. Sean Rodriguez will bat second. He's the shortstop. Sean is second in the league. He has scored 40 runs, and he scored 3 of the Kernel 11 last night. Freddy Sandoval had 3 hits in the Kernel victory last evening. He's at third base, batting third in the Allen Motor Company order. Drew Toussaint, after a couple of evenings and days off, is in left field. Toussaint is the Kernel cleanup man this evening. Batting fifth in the Allen Motor Company order is first baseman Michael Collins. Michael's average is up to .295 on the season. Warner Madrigal visited with us last night on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. Warner's in right field, batting sixth. Warner's father owns a fish market, or runs a fish store in which he sells fish down in the Dominican Republic. Madrigal batting sixth and right. Tommy Duenas is hot with the bat. His average is up to .217. Tommy's behind the plate and hitting seventh in the Allen Motor Company order. Batting eighth, Jordan Renz. Renz is in right field. He singled and scored in the Kernel's 6-run second inning last evening. And batting ninth, he has been a busy man in center field the last 2 games, handling 17 chances in the last 2 games. Richard Giannotti, Kernel switch hitter. Giannotti's in center field, and he's batting ninth. Rounding out the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup, on the hill, making his 11th start of the season, 20-year-old Dominican right-hander Rafael Rodriguez. Rafael's won 4 and lost 2, an ERA of below 3 at 2.94. Rafi was a 7-4 winner his last time out Friday night against Eastern Division leading South Bend here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Well, that's the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup. Anderson and Brown Eye Care is proud to present the Anderson and Brown Eye Care umpiring duo. Mike Weinstein is behind the plate this evening. His partner on the base is Sean Francis. Anderson and Brown Eye Care, the official eye care provider of the Kernels, and they've moved into their new location on Boyson Road, just west of I-380. Anderson and Brown Eye Care now sells eyewear. That's right, you can select from a full array of eyeglasses and eyewear at Anderson and Brown Eye Care, just west of I-380 on Boyson Road. That's their new location, and they sell glasses. Well, the color guard is here. They're lined up in front of the Kernel first base dugout. The Papa John's Plaza section is at least 60% full from kids, staff members, and parents from both Wilson Elementary and Middle School and Grant School. The Kernels will take the field shortly. The Crosscutters Dream Team is lined up in front of the railing of the Kernel first base dugout. They'll get the thrill of their young summers taking the field in just a moment. The Wisconsin Timber Rattlers are in their gray road uniforms with maroon hats, maroon numbers trimmed in white, and Wisconsin comes in a real dogfight for the top spot in the Western Division standings. They are even with the Clinton Lumber Kings, 8 games over 500 are both clubs, 30-22. The swing of the Quad Cities is 5 over 500, 28-23. They're a game and a half out of first place. Then it's Beloit, Peoria, Burlington, Kane County. The Kernels are a game and a half back of 7th place Kane County. The Kernels are in 8th place in the 8-team Western Division first half standings. We have noon baseball for you tomorrow. A noon game tomorrow, and there'll be $2 brats. The gates open at 11 o'clock, and the noon games are so very, very popular. We encourage you to think about taking a break from whatever you're doing around the noon hour. You can have lunch here, stay for all of the game, part of the game. The weather's supposed to be spectacular again, and the noon weekday games have become a very, very popular, fun way to break your day up. And we have one for you tomorrow. Well, kids from Wilson School have lined up in their black T-shirts with green stripes across the chest, and they're wearing blue jeans We, on behalf of Toyota Financial Services and the Gazette, visited 2 more elementary schools this morning. We were at Pierce Elementary School, where Principal Becky DeWald's kids were so excited and so well behaved. We introduced the Reading Reward program to them, thanks to Toyota Financial Services and the Gazette. And then the Kernels went on north to Bowman Woods School, and there we were greeted by Principal Shannon Discard, and those kids, over 400 strong, were so very kind and polite as they sat in the gym and really soaked up all the energy that we tried to throw their way about the virtues and the value of reading throughout the summer, thanks to Toyota Financial Services and the Gazette. Well, the Cost Cutters Dream Team has hit the diamond, so have the Kernels in their white home uniforms and all red caps this evening. The color guard has now made its way between home plate and the pitching mound, 4 men, and 2 of them armed with rifles, the other 2 with the colors, and they've now turned and faced the screen, the backstop. They're facing the grandstand. And after this word from Wendy's, we'll join public address announcer Dale Brote as he introduces our group from Wilson School to sing the national anthem.
The Stargate Swing Choir from Wilson School.
Swing choir from Wilson School. The crowd and the Kernel players and the Cost Cutters Dream Team members remain standing at attention with their hands over their hearts as the colors are being retired now. The 4-member color guard corps is marching towards the dirt batting circle. They're in dark blue uniforms with gold stripes, and each of those fellas proud to have served our country, and they're marching in formation as they retire the colors. Bob Brooks will be along in just a little bit. Bob is taking in a ball game being played by one of his grandsons. And Kernel broadcast assistant Julia Jansen, who did a fine job on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show, talking it over with Kernel newcomer Miguel Gonzalez, will also be here to join us. I'm John Rogers. Our in-studio engineer is Jake Lentz. And Kernel Baseball is coming up next, right here in the Zone.
A triple play, a rarity on the diamond, but produced successfully every day at South Slope Communications in North Liberty. The South Slope Communications triple play consists of voice, video, and data communications for your home or business. Achieve your communications triple play with South Slope Communications. South Slope is committed to providing the latest communications technology to their members while continuing to give service second to none. South Slope can provide your home or business with just about everything that connects you to information. Digital wireless phones, long-distance plans, data home and business wiring, video conferencing, dial-up and high-speed internet service, fiber optic installation and termination, and coming soon to all local servicing areas, digital video TV service. South Slope also rents out a beautiful community center event room in their magnificent new building in North Liberty. When you need anything in the communications field, select South Slope Communications. Visit them at southslope.com.
Our game time temperature, a comfortable 79 degrees. Oh, you could hear Dale Brote saying 80 degrees, but we've got it at 79 degrees. Rafael Rodriguez is gunning for his 5th win of the season. The Kernel right-hander in 52 innings has only given up 44 hits. Rafi has fanned 56 men in 52 innings, walked 23. The league is hitting a meager .226 against the Kernel right-hander. who pitched here as a regular in our rotation 2 seasons ago as an 18-year-old. Rafi started 26 games in 2003, won 10, lost 11. Last year, his entire season was marred by injury. He only started 7 games as a Colonel, went 1-5 with a bad elbow. This season, Rafi 4-2 with a 2.94 earned run average. Tommy Duenas fires it down the chute, and we're set for baseball here as the Cost Cutters Dream Team members scurry off the field behind home plate. The Colonels have a record at home now of 11 wins, 14 losses. Overall, the Colonels 10 games under 500 at 21-31, but they're coming off a very impressive Taco Bell 10-spot 11-4 thrashing of Wisconsin last night. Osvaldo Navarro's listed as a switch hitter, but he's not a switch hitter. He'll bat right against Colonel starter Rafael Rodriguez. Navarro played with the Timber Rattlers last year in 40 games. He batted .211. The game's first pitch from Colonel right-hander Rafael Rodriguez is on its way home. And it's low and away for ball 1, according to Mike Weinstein, the plate umpire. Third baseman Freddy Sandoval plays about 8 feet off the line. He's even with the bag. Navarro's taking ball too low. Osvaldo Navarro batting .281 this season, 2 homers, 24 RBIs. He did not play in last night's series opener. 2-0 to the batter. Navarro from Venezuela. And there's a strike on the outside corner, a fastball. Rafael Rodriguez works quickly. He's wearing a long sleeve red shirt underneath his Colonel white home top. Navarro on a 2-1 delivery corks it in the air to right. Jordan Renz takes 3 steps to his right and makes the catch. Osvaldo Navarro on a 2-1 pitch hoisted it into right for the first out of the inning. That brings in a left-handed batter, Josh Womack. Womack was a high draft pick of the Seattle Mariners in 2002. He was taken in the 2nd round out of Crawford High School in San Diego. Womack was 0 for 4 last night. He delivered home a run with the bases loaded with a sacrifice fly in the 3rd inning. And that gave Wisconsin their first run. Here's a bunt. It's bunted hard to second, and a terrific play coming in from his position at deep second. Alexi Casilla had to come in the length of the width of the dirt infield, and on the edge of the grass, he fell down as he dove for Womack's bunt. Alexi Casilla submarined his throw. His momentum was carrying him towards home plate, and he made a terrific play to get Josh Womack, who narrowly missed bunting his way on here in the 1st inning. 2 away, and the batter is Rob Johnson. That was quite a play by Alexi Casilla as Josh Womack nearly bunted his way on. But there are 2 out in the Wisconsin 1st inning, and the batter is Rob Johnson. Rob grounds one to deep short. Backhanded by Rodriguez. Long throw. Sean made an outstanding play to end the inning. Rob Johnson, a .325 hitter, went up swinging, and he grounded it to deep short. And Sean Rodriguez backhanded it, and from shallow left field, Rodriguez gunned out the batter to end the inning. Down in order go the Timber Rattlers in the top half of the 1st. And on this lovely night for baseball, the first night of June, Wisconsin 0, the Colonels coming up. You're enjoying Colonel Baseball here in the Zone.
Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees are proud to support one of our community's most renowned and cherished assets, the Cedar Rapids Kernels. Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees believe in the core values that comprise the essence of Colonel Baseball: fun, wholesome, affordable entertainment for us all. As you look ahead to the many joys of summer, your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees encourage you to visit the fabulous new Veterans Memorial Stadium. Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees, embracing Colonel Baseball, a community treasure.
Hi, everyone. I'm Matt Lauer, and Sunday night, the Discovery Channel and I want to find out who's your greatest American.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
George Washington.
Who's done the most to shape your values and culture?
Oprah Winfrey.
Who inspired you and changed the way you live?
Muhammad Ali.
Now you get to vote and decide in Greatest American, a 4-part series on the Discovery Channel, hosted by me, Matt Lauer.
For the people, by the people.
Greatest American, Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern and Pacific, only on the Discovery Channel. There are two kinds of bikers. There's the tough, hardcore biker like Smokey here.
Hey, bro.
And then there's the weekend rider like Jeff.
Hey, man.
These two bikers couldn't be more different, except for one thing. You both have Geico motorcycle insurance. Because Geico covers most kinds of motorcycles, and they offer money-saving discounts. So, you see, you have more in common than you thought.
Neat.
For a free rate quote on motorcycle insurance, visit geico.com or call 1-800-44-CYCLE. Geico Motorcycle Insurance. Let's ride.
Sterling defense at second and short. Rafael Rodriguez set the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers down in order in the top half of the first. Alexi Casilla, who robbed Josh Womack of a bunt single in the first inning, threw him out for the second out of the inning. Alexi will lead it off, and Alexi Casilla has hit safely in his last 5 games, and in those 5 games, Casilla has 8 hits. Alexi 1 for 5 in the Colonel Taco Bell 10-spot triumph last night. He scored in the first and second innings. And the 19-year-old lefty, Julio Santiago, misses outside, ball 1 to Casilla. Alexi, a switch hitter batting right, stands straight away from the right side, the 1-0. Is nubbed up the third base side. It'll be a swinging bunt infield single. Nothing that Rob Johnson, the catcher, could do but spring out of his catching squat, trace it down the third base line, pick it up, and give it back to his hurler. Alexi Casilla, with 9 steals and 11 tries, swung and dribbled one about a fourth of the way up the third base line, and it's the cheapest of cheap infield singles for Alexi Casilla. Now Sean Rodriguez at the plate. Sean is emerged as the Colonel catalyst. He's the guy that makes the offense go when he gets on base. He's second in the league with 40 runs scored in 52 games. Sean looks at a let-up in at the knees for strike 1. Sean Rodriguez, 249 batter, 2 homers, 11 RBIs, right-handed batter facing lefty Julio Santiago. And a pitch in the dirt blocked well by Rob Johnson to prevent Casilla from going to second. Big crowd up on the Miller Mezzanine deck above the Colonel first base dugout. We welcome the great folks from Holmes Murphy. Holmes Murphy is a premier benefit provider to medium and small-sized businesses throughout the area. And Holmes Murphy has a big group on the Miller Mezzanine Terrace, nearly 250 folks. Alexi Casilla being held at first by Brandon Green, and the 1-1 pitch to Sean is high and outside for ball 2. Sebastian Boucher in left, playing very deep for Rodriguez, who loops one foul up into the sweeps to the right of home plate. We're in the bottom of the first. Alexi Casilla aboard on an infield single up the third base line, has 9 steals and 11 tries, and let's see if Julio Santiago throws over there on this before this 2-2 pitch to Rodriguez. Yes, he does, and Alexi scurries back, standing up. Josh Womack is playing Sean Rodriguez slightly to pull in left center. In right field is Mike Wilson. Around the infield, Young Chi Chen at third, Oswaldo Navarro at short, Jack Arroyo at second, Brandon Green at first. Sean Rodriguez powders one deep and foul into the right field corner. Sean doing much more opposite field hitting in the last 2 weeks, and that's been one of the reasons his average is on the rise. When you take that pitch the other way, you're going to have a big rise in your batting average because you're using all fields. Casilla has a big lead. Alexi's running. A changeup outside a ball, and Alexi Casilla just beats the throw from the catcher Rob Johnson, and that's stolen base number 10 for Alexi Casilla. He picked the right pitch to run on, a changeup outside, ball 3 to Sean Rodriguez. Alexi Casilla has really been a valuable addition to this Colonel Ball Club. He makes things happen on the bases. He upsets the rhythm of the defense. Rodriguez slashes another one foul way down the right field line, and the count remains full to Sean. Sean was nothing for 2 last night, but he was hit by a pitch. He walked, and after striking out, he went to first on the strike 3 pitch in the dirt that got away from the catcher. and he reached base 3 times. He scored 3 times. Sean is trying to hit the ball on the ground to the right side of the Wisconsin infield to get Alexi Casilla over to third. The payoff delivery. Ground ball right side. Easy for Jack Arroyo. Sean Rodriguez will be greeted royally in the Colonel dugout. He gave himself up for the good of the team. Sean Rodriguez. Fundamental execution, was bound and determined to hit that ball to the right side of the infield, and that Colonel dugout is bubbling with joy as they congratulate Sean Rodriguez for getting that runner from second to third. Sean did his job very, very well. And now Freddy Sandoval, who was red hot last night, could give the Kernels the lead here in the first inning. Freddy was 3 for 4, drove in 2 runs, scored a run, and Sandoval, a switch hitter, has been hot lately. He's batting .275. Switch hitter batting right, and he takes high for ball 1. I can't get over how deep Sebastian Boucher is playing in left field. He's only a few steps from the warning track, right below the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM. A ground ball to second, and the second baseman boots it, and scoring the game's first run from second is Alexi Casilla. Alexi Casilla stopped a few steps down the third baseline, and I wonder if he did that on purpose to disconcert Jack Arroyo. If he did, it worked. Freddy Sandoval hit the softest of ground balls, and the infield was not drawn in. The infield was back. The Timber Rattlers were willing to trade a run for an out, but instead, the first error of the season charged on Jack Arroyo, the second baseman, and the Kernels are out of the gate with a run here in the bottom of the first inning. No yes, there will be an RBI for Freddy Sandoval, his 30th of the season. Here's Drew Toussaint, looking at a strike, a letter-high fastball from 19-year-old Julio Santiago. Santiago is from the country of Colombia. That's where they grow all that great coffee. The other stuff, forget about it. It's a menace to society. Swing and a miss, and Toussaint is in the hole. No balls, 2 strikes. Drew batting .303, 3 homers, 16 RBIs. He has not played since Sunday afternoon. Didn't play Memorial Day and sat out last night's series opener. Toussaint lifts one into straightaway right, and Mike Wilson has to take 2 steps back to bring it in for the second out of the inning. Drew Toussaint is flown out to right for the second out of the Colonel first inning. Freddy Sandoval now has a team-high 30 runs driven in. Even though the second baseman mishandled his ground ball, Alexi Casilla would have scored on it, so he is credited with an RBI. Michael Collins has been swinging a very torrid bat recently. Michael's average is up to a season-high 295 rather. Ball 1 rides high to the Colonel right-handed batter. He's playing first base this evening, and he steps out to take a look at Bobby Magallanes coaching at third. Bobby is flashing a battery of signs to Michael Collins. Perhaps a hit and run is on. Freddy Sandoval leads away at first. He's not going. Michael Collins dumps one into shallow right, and it's a base hit. Freddy Sandoval will try to go to third. A good throw will get him. The throw hit him, and he's safe. The throw hit Freddy Sandoval in the back, and he is safe at third. Michael Collins continues his red-hot hitting as he lofted a Texas League single in front of Mike Wilson in right. And Freddy Sandoval, with 2 out, was determined to go first to third. He did. The Colonels got a break when the throw on I believe the first bounce of the throw hit Freddy Sandoval and then wound up kind of rolling softly into third baseman Young Chi Chen. And now Warner Madrigal could add to the Colonel lead here in the bottom of the first inning. First and third with 2 out. Madrigal, a right-handed hitter, chops one to third. That'll end the inning as Chen heaves it to the second baseman Jack Arroyo. Warner Madrigal has forced Michael Collins 5-4 to end the Colonel first inning. But the Colonels are on the board. They score 1 run on 2 base hits. There was 1 Wisconsin error that cost them a run. Well, yes and no. It did not cost them a run, but it was a misplay, and the Colonels leave a pair. They've stranded 2. We're going to get proud grandfather Bob Brooks caught up on our scorebook. Bob took in a game earlier this evening being played by his grandson. And remember, Bob will have the middle 3 innings, Julia Jansen the 3rd inning. Our goal is to entertain you and to bring you a lot of fun during these broadcasts. After 1, Kernels 1, Wisconsin nothing. You're enjoying Kernel Baseball here in the Zone.
At Zimmerman's, we believe that the voice of the customer speaks the loudest. Let's hear what our customers have to say.
We chose Zimmerman because our family has been buying cars. I guess we're probably the 3rd generation to buy cars here at Zimmerman's.
My family's bought 18 cars at Zimmerman's. 18. I ought to get a little bonus or something, honey.
We build our reputation on one satisfied customer at a time. On behalf of everyone at Zimmerman's, I want to thank you for your business.
This flu season, the makers of Tylenol want you to know a little medicine can help treat the flu, but more hand washing could help prevent it. Warm water and soap kills germs best when you wash for 30 seconds. Teach your kids to hum a song so they know how long to wash. Tylenol Flu can relieve your family's symptoms if they do get sick, but wouldn't it be better if they didn't? For more tips, visit Tylenol.com/flu. Stop. Think. Tylenol Cold and Flu with Cool Burst and Children's Tylenol Flu. Use as directed.
Your dog eats your new sofa. Pet satisfaction rating 3%. Your hairdresser doesn't know burnt auburn from burnt toast. Hair color satisfaction rating 5%. After years of marriage, your husband still leaves the seat up. Spouse satisfaction rating -2%. Your car insurance company saves you hundreds of dollars and handles your claim quickly and fairly. Car insurance satisfaction rating 97%. Oh, you must have Geico.
Geico's customer satisfaction stands at 97%. How would you rate your car insurance company? Geico. 1-800-947-AUTO.
We go to the 2nd inning here at Veterans Memorial Stadium on a beautiful start to the month of June, and a good crowd is on hand here. The Kernels have staked starter Rafael Rodriguez to a 1-0 lead. They did so on an infield single by Alexi Casilla in the 1st. He stole 2nd, was moved to 3rd on a ground ball out to 2nd by Rodriguez. Then Freddy Sandoval notched his team-high 30th RBI of the year as he grounded 1 to 2nd. It was kicked by Jack Arroyo for an error, and Alexi Casilla scored easily. Here's Mike Wilson, a strong right-handed hitter, and look out, he shoots one foul into the backstop, strike 1 to Mike Wilson. This fella's from the same home, or the same city as Colonel right fielder Jordan Wren's, Tulsa, Oklahoma. And Seattle took him in the 2nd round in 2001. This is his 4th year of pro baseball, right-handed batter Mike Wilson. And the pitch is a strike at the knees. It's 0-2 to Mike Wilson. Last night, Mike walked with 2 out in the 5th inning, but he was picked off by Tommy Duenas. That was a big play in the game. Swing and a miss, a changeup, and Rafael Rodriguez is now retired, the first 4 Wisconsin batters. Matt Tuiasosopo, the designated hitter, now steps in with his .314 average, 2 homers, 19 RBIs. Well, Bob, you made it here in great shape from your grandson's baseball game. Were there many mosquitoes out yet, or too early?
No, not too bad.
That's great.
Not too bad.
Was it over at Daniels Park?
No, it was out in Hiawatha.
Oh, he's part of that big kids league, isn't he?
Well, not at 9 years old. They're not too big, but it's fun to watch them.
Oh, yes, it is.
They have a time of it.
That's the main thing, is to make it fun. Tuiasosopo took a pitch outside, and now a strike at the knees from Rafael Rodriguez. We're in the top of the 2nd inning on this glorious midweek June 1st, and it's 1-0 Kernels. Tuiasosopo was a Mariner 3rd-round pick last year, and as Scott and I talked about last night, he comes from a very fine lineage. His father, Manu, played for the Seattle Seahawks in the NFL, and his brother was a star quarterback with the Washington Husky football team.
Yes, and plus that, the Tuiasosopos have populated the West Coast. They are Samoan of lineage, and Tuiasosopo has been a big name in Southern Cal football, too.
You're right, Bob. A strike 3 call to Matt Tuiasosopo. He led off the 6th with a single and scored last night, and he's gone on strikes looking. So far, Rafael Rodriguez looks very sharp. It's early, and now he'll face left-handed hitting Sebastian Boucher. Boucher's from Canada, but he went to school in Daytona Beach, Florida at Bethune-Cookman. Boucher is a left-handed batter, and he had a 2-out, 2-run triple last night in the 6th inning to cut the Kernel lead to 9-4. Kernels wound up trampling the Timber Rattlers 11-4. Ball one just low to Sebastian Boucher. Yeah, Bob, Samoa's become a real find for NFL scouts. Scott and I were talking last night about Vi Sikahima, the punt returner of 20 years ago for the St. Louis Football Cardinals. Here's a line shot over the head of Rodriguez into left, and getting it back in, Drew Toussaint. Sebastian Boucher stroked it masterfully on a line over the head of the Kernel shortstop, and that's the first hit and the first base runner for the Timber Rattlers. In fact, Bob, the Rams have a linebacker who they're going to make into a free safety, Tino. Well, now the Samoan name has me tongue-tied. My mom will know it because she watches all the Ram games, but his name is similar to Tuiasosopo, and I wish I could say it. I'll think of it. Pisa Tino Moa, I think. I know his first name's Pisa, P-I-S-A. Strike one.
That'll be his last name, too.
Okay. Well, he's pretty good.
We'll tell you, Samoans go by only one name, as the Sherpas do in India.
The guys that take you up the mountain. Brandon Green, a left-handed batter, stands in with an open stance, and he takes a strike called. Green is hitting .207. He swings and misses on a good change of speed by Rafael Rodriguez, and Rafi has Brandon Green in the hole, 0-2. Green is from Wichita State, and the Shockers, just like our Northern Iowa Panthers, traditionally very good baseball in that Gateway Conference.
And, in fact, they are challenging for the College World Series again.
Well, that's good news if you're a Shocker fan. A pitch in the dirt, and that'll allow the runner to scamper down to second without a play. Sebastian Boucher advances to second on the second wild pitch delivered by Rodriguez this year. Bob, it's funny you mentioned that. I brought a book in that we'll be using in the next week and a half or so because the field will be determined soon in the College World Series, won't it?
Yes, it will. It should be by the 1st of next week.
Boy, that's become such a marquee event for the NCAA compared to 20 years ago. They really made improvements to Rosenblatt Stadium. Swing and a miss on another change of speed, and Rafael Rodriguez fans the side in the top of the second inning. A 2-out single and wild pitch, but Rafael prevented the Timber Rattlers from tying the game by striking out Brandon Green. No runs for the Timber Rattlers in the second. One hit. Rodriguez fanned the side, or struck out the side. There were no Kernel errors. Wisconsin leaves a runner aboard. And after an inning and a half, the Kernels have a 1-0 edge over the Timber Rattlers. You're enjoying Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
Okay, we're ready in here. And here comes the music.
If you've been thinking about getting cable television from Mediacom.
If you've been thinking about getting cable television from Mediacom.
Or high-speed internet.
Or high-speed internet.
Wait a minute. Why is she repeating everything I'm saying?
'Cause it's a double offer?
Yeah, you can get Mediacom's digital one-star pack featuring movies and interactive guide music channels and more for just $29.95 a month for a whole year. And get Mediacom online for just $29.95 a month for a whole year.
I know that, but is it really necessary to repeat it?
Hey, gotta get the point across.
Do you want me to say it again?
Why not?
Get Mediacom's digital one-star pack for just $29.95 a month for a whole year. And get Mediacom online for just $29.95 a month for a whole year.
Aha, she forgot something. You can add HBO for just $6 a month for 6 months. And the phone number, 1-877-377-CABLE.
That number again is 1-877-377-CABLE.
I'm out of here.
Must subscribe to both services. Offer for new residential subscribers only. All products may not be available.
The way to pocket important savings is to take advantage of Chevron motor oils and lubricants from the Otson Oil Company, your local Chevron oil distributor. Chevron lubricants are made from higher quality base oils for better performance, and that means longer life for your engine. Contact the Otson Oil Company in Cedar Rapids for details on how you can save time and money with Chevron lubricants. The Otson Oil Company, serving Iowa with quality lubricants since 1933. Visit Otson Oil Company at www.otson.com.
Home half of the second, lower third of the Kernel order in the bottom of the second inning, starting with Tommy Duenas. We told you Tommy has his average on the rise. He's batting .217, right-handed hitter, and the 19-year-old southpaw Julio Santiago misses upstairs with ball one. Santiago is only A high, deep drive, hooking, foul. That's the story of Tommy Duenas' first half, Bob. Whenever he gets a hold of one like that, it goes long but foul.
Well, he's had only one home run, but maybe half a dozen of them have been foul.
Exactly right. Tommy belted it over the Miller Mezzanine Terrace. He belted it over the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion, and man, is that place teeming with fun-loving picnickers. A swing and a tip foul by Tommy, and that's strike two.
Well, let's hear it for teaming with picnickers.
It is fun out there. Our saying is, we do the work, you have the fun. The 1-2 to Duenas. Just missed the inside corner. The Timber Rattlers wanted the call, didn't get it from Mike Weinstein, the plate umpire.
Well, John, I think they've been listening to you about meet me at the stadium.
Well, you, myself, Julia, and Todd, that's been our theme this year, Bob, and so far our attendance is, even though we've had a tough time on the field, our attendance has been a real strong statement about support for this entertainment experience.
Well, the idea is to just keep it rolling.
That's right, and the great weather's coming up. The kids are getting out of school, so it will keep rolling. Duenas cuts on a changeup and fans for the first out of the second inning. Boy, that was a great off-speed pitch for a 19-year-old kid making his first start in the Midwest League. That takes some courage to throw a changeup that well this early in the game.
Another use is the tent area out here, and the Hawkeye area Boy Scouts had that reserved for tonight's game. So welcome, Scouts.
Yeah, they're used to tents. They'll have their scout camp out here a little bit later this summer. So will the Girl Scouts. Ball one outside to Jordan Renz. Now Renz swings at a pitch up and away and chased a bad pitch, strike one. Jordan's hitting 151 from Tulsa, Oklahoma. 2 homers, 15 RBIs. Jordan Renz hit 279 for the Provo Angels last year. He breaks his bat and rolls it weakly to first. It'll be a foot race between he and Brandon Green, and the first baseman arrives at the bag ahead of Jordan Renz. Renz hit that pitch right off the end of his bat and rolled it weakly to first, where Brandon Green waved off the pitcher and took it unassisted. 2 away for Richard Giannotti. Richard has really played well in the field the last 2 games, and you can tell he gets just as big a kick out of making a good catch in center as he does laying down one of his patented bunt singles. Ball one outside to Richard Giannotti. Richard's average is 237, no homers, 7 RBIs. He had a big 2-run double in the Kernels' 6-run second. He pulls a pitch to short. It's backhanded by Navarro, and Osvaldo throws out Richard Giannotti. So last night the Kernels had a 6-run second inning. This evening the lower third of the Kernel order goes down in order at the hands of lefty Julio Santiago. After 2 innings, Kernels 1, Wisconsin nothing. Standing by to take us through the 3rd inning is Kernel broadcast assistant Julia Jansen. She'll join Bob for the 3rd inning. You're listening to Kernel Baseball here in the Zone.
Do dragonflies really breathe fire? Maybe we can't answer a thought-provoking question like that. But Phil Andrews, your Pekin insurance professional at Weidenhammer Andrews Agency, can answer all your insurance questions. Phil Andrews is an insurance expert, and he can help you with all kinds of protection: auto, home, life, health, and business. Phil Andrews, your Pekin insurance agent at Weidenhammer Andrews, has all the right answers for the right insurance coverages for you and your family.
Forbes.com Small Business Report, brought to you by Sam's Club.
We'll look at keeping your home in your family in a moment.
America is a country of entrepreneurs, and if you're a small business owner, you're helping shoulder the lion's share of the U.S. economy. You can lighten that load a little at Sam's Club. To save you time, we offer click and pull and fax and pull. Place your order online at samsclub.com or by fax before 5 p.m. And at no extra charge, it's ready to pick up as early as 7 a.m. the next day. Now that's teamwork, and we're proud to be a small part of your team. Sam's Club. We are in business for small business.
You may want your house to be a family home for generations to come, but estate taxes could keep that dream from becoming a reality if you don't take precautions now. Congress passed legislation in 1990 that makes it less expensive to transfer property ownership to loved ones. Homeowners should establish a qualified personal residence trust to take advantage of that legislation. For more on this and other stories, go to Forbes.com.
We're back here at Kernels Stadium, New Veterans Memorial Stadium. This is Colonel Broadcast Assistant Julia Jansen, along with Bob Brooks. Right now, we're at the top of the third. Kernels lead the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers 1-0. The first batter up the plate is Young Chi Chen, who went 1 for 4 last night.
And he comes from Taiwan, and comes from Kaohsiung County in
Taiwan. Batting .269, as a matter of fact.
Chen drives that one down the left field line. It bounces all right along the foul line. Drew Toussaint digs that one out and throws it in. Not before Chen reaches second base. So leadoff double here in the top of the third.
And for Young Chi Chen, his ninth double of the campaign. So Taiwan registers a base hit in the heartland of the USA.
From Taiwan, we go to Colombia, where Carlos Arroyo is from. Arroyo didn't play last night. He's second baseman tonight for the Timber Rattlers, hitting .227. This is a big black bat. And the pitch, ball low and outside. 1-0 count.
At the start of this series, Jack Arroyo was listed as a outfielder, but gets a little trial here at second base.
Richard Giannotti out in center field placed him a little over to the right. I expect him to pull a ball here as a... Oh, no, he's a left-handed, or a right-handed batter. Excuse me. He switched sides of the plate there after he swung.
Well, that's the reason he hit foul balls, and maybe the reason he's hitting .227.
He fouled that ball off towards Papa John's Plaza. He's a 1-1 count. And looks at another ball going away. Showed bunt there last minute.
Kernels out in front after 2 innings for the score of 1-0, and we have Toussaint also well off the line towards left center.
Chen still stands at second. And ball 3, again, outside. Nope, they called that a strike. That was 2-2 count now. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Little delayed strike by the plate umpire, and it's ball 2, strike 2 now.
There was that third ball low and away. All 3 or 5 pitches have pretty much been in the same area. Low and away. Carlos Arroyo is 24 years old. They list him at 5'11". Seems like he might be a little shorter than that. And the pitch low for ball 4. That is the first walk tonight for Rodriguez.
And he gets himself into a spot here in the top of the third, a double and a walk. Chi Chen out there at second base. He played for the Taipei Chinese team in the 2004 Summer Olympics. And in 5 games, he was 5 for 24. He also participated in the 2004 Arizona Instructional League. So he's been halfway around the world playing baseball.
And Oswaldo Navarro hits one up high to right field. Jordan Renz is under it, makes the catch. And Youngji Chen, what happened there? He tagged up and went to third. And where did the ball go? I lost it.
Well, he went to the shortstop, Rodriguez, and he leaped to cut it off to keep the runner from first going to second. And in doing so, he leaped so high he fell on his posterior and had a tough time getting up.
thought for a second there it hit him and he'd fallen over. Well, now Chen stands on third after tagging, and
that's the tying run.
That is, and Arroyo is still on first. Josh Womack, the center fielder, takes a look at a strike, swinging strike, that is.
So we have one out, we have two on, and it's 1-0 Cedar Rapids, and we're just nicely underway here. If you're driving around looking for something to do tonight, hey, it's beautiful out here at the ballpark.
And Rodriguez throws over to Michael Collins and sends Arroyo diving back. Josh Womack, the batter now for the Timber Rattlers, was the Mariners' second-round selection in the 2002 June draft. Graduated from Crawford High School in San Diego, California. The runners go, and there's no throw from Duenas, so Arroyo is safe at second. Stolen base.
Rafael Rodriguez had that base stolen off him. At the time the pitch got in there, Tommy Duenas couldn't do anything, and the runner had an excellent lead at first.
And now runners on second and third. We're in the top of the third with one out. And there's a Baltimore chop, my favorite. Just bounced fair at the last second. It would have been too late to even make a play because Josh Womack had already run past first base. So we'll do it again. The first inning, Josh Womack grounded out. 4-3 play.
And he's batting .260. Left-handed hitter. 6'1", 190 pounds, out of San Diego. And he was with Wisconsin last year for a series of games.
And a big swing from Womack for his second strike. 0-2 count to Josh. The Kernels outfield pretty much plays him straight away. Richard Giannotti out in center field is just a little bit off to the left. And now Tommy Duenas heads out to the mound for a little conversation with Rafael Rodriguez.
Well, he's saying, don't cross me up. I think on that pitch he got it in there, but it wasn't exactly what Tommy Duenas was expecting. But Womack wasn't either, and he swung and missed it. Womack's idea is to make contact, get the ball airborne. Third baseman in.
Pitch low. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Josh Womack, the Timber Rattlers center fielder. He has 17 RBIs already this season. He has a chance to get another one here with runners on second and third. Probably looking for a pop-up or a fly ball here. He hits that one, but it fouls off and rolls toward the Timber Rattlers dugout.
That's one of those ouchy fouls that came off his shin. And remember, the next game of the series will be high noon tomorrow here at the ballpark.
I think it's supposed to be another great day. We're getting spoiled by this.
Don't worry, we can be spoiled.
That's true.
Spoil us.
It was a long winter, right? Looks like we have more hot air balloons out in the skyline. There's a throw down to third. He makes the play. Freddy Sandoval makes the tag on Youngji Chen after he kind of got caught up and Duenas threw that ball down the third base line so quickly. It's enough for the third out in the inning.
That was strike him out, throw him out, and it couldn't have occurred at a better time for the Cedar Rapids Kernels, who maintain a 1-0 lead after a shaky start in the third by Rodriguez. He comes up with Chen's double, a walk, a stolen base, then he gets a fly ball with the runner advancing from second to third. Then a strikeout by Womack. And then caught off third, Chen.
That's right. So Kernels held the Timber Rattlers in the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. They stranded 2 this inning, so they've left 3 altogether this game. We'll be back after a moment. You're listening to Kernels Baseball in the Zone.
I'll live for you, I'll feed your cats, I'll fold your undies at the laundromat, unless you want me to have them dry. I get paid for that. I'll work things out, things get bad. I'll save my soul cash before I meet your dad. I'll wear a turtleneck to strategically hide my tattoos if I can. I'm giving you the best, I'm winning your hand. I'm giving you all my time, but this Dr. Pepper is mine, rich taste, forget it. This Dr. Pepper is mine, one taste and you get it. I'll shop with you, always be true. I'll never share my Dr. Pepper with you. Sorry. This Dr. Pepper is mine, one taste and you get it. So rich. This Dr. Pepper is mine, so refreshing taste, drink it by the case. This Dr. Pepper is mine, isn't even a word.
Wildcat Golf Course is ready to show you what makes us your local golf destination. 18 challenging holes for all skill levels. We have all of the services for you to have a great golf day. Check out our driving range before you tee it up or grab your favorite sandwich from our bar and grill. Our pro shop is loaded with top golf gear from Srixon, Titleist, and Wilson, and awesome apparel from Ashworth and Nike. Wildcat is also the home course for the Cedar Rapids Kernels. Take the 20-minute drive from Cedar Rapids to see why Wildcat Golf Course is always something unexpected.
Top of the order here, Alexi Casilla hits a ball to the second baseman who bumbles that ball, and I believe it will be an error, but he stands safely at first. So actually they ruled that a base hit. Probably hit that too hard.
Well, it was a tough play. The second baseman, Arroyo, had to charge it, had to pick it up off balance. He picked it up all right, but then, whoop, he dropped it. Never made the exchange from glove to throwing hand.
Casilla scored in the first inning. He takes off towards second base. The throw, not good. He drops the ball. Second baseman Jack Arroyo drops the ball. So Alexi Casilla is safe at second after a stolen base.
Arroyo all of a sudden has got the dropsy out there.
That's already the second stolen base for Alexi Casilla tonight. He stole one in the first and ended up scoring after that.
Well, Magallanes didn't wait. Sent him on the first pitch.
And there's a bunt by Sean Rodriguez. Throw to first by the pitcher is no good. It hits the ground and rolls down into the Kernels bullpen. Casilla will score, and now Sean Rodriguez stands safely at second. I have to imagine that's an error, a throwing error.
The throw was low, bounced in front of the first baseman, and it is an error. And the Kernels lead 2-0.
E1 on the pitcher. Up next, Freddy Sandoval, the third baseman for the Kernels. He's batting .275. He reached in the first inning on a throwing error by the second baseman. He taps another bunt.
Going to give him another chance.
Pitcher made the play. That time throw over first was good, but Freddy Sandoval advances Sean Rodriguez to third base. And he is greeted in the Kernels dugout just like he hit a home run.
Well, Santiago is 1 for 1 on throws to first. One accurately, one wildly.
Now Drew Toussaint looks at a strike. Kernels lead 2-0 here in the bottom of the third.
Toussaint is batting .303.
Another strike right in there to Drew Toussaint.
And the idea here, of course, with a runner at third base in Rodriguez. walk-on has good speed. Infield is in, so he may come on contact.
Ooh, big swing and miss by Drew Toussaint for the second out of the inning.
But Toussaint couldn't make any contact. Getting back to that play by the pitcher, the third baseman coming in there had the opportunity, I think, to make a better play and throw than the pitcher did, because the third baseman was coming towards the ball. The pitcher had to pivot.
Michael Collins looks at a ball outside. I would agree. I would say that the ball was pretty much closer to the third baseman, too.
But the Kernels will take it.
Yeah, well, no complaints here. There's a strike on the outside corner. 1-1 count to Michael Collins.
Also at the Pavilion tonight, Stony Creek and Blockbuster. Welcome.
There's a ball high. Michael Collins singled in the first inning.
There are 4 decks out there in the Pavilion area, so they're all being used tonight.
Michael Collins takes a big swing at that ball. I think he might have gotten a piece of it, but either way, it's a 2-2 count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Michael Collins went 2 for 4 last night with 2 runs driven in.
And that average is creeping up towards 300 now at 295.
He hits that one to the first baseman who makes the catch. Pops that one right there to end the inning. The Kernels score 1. They had 2, just one hit.
1 hit.
And no errors. They leave 1 man on for the third man stranded in the game today. We'll be back. You're listening to Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
Hi, this is Dave Town with Five Seasons Transportation and Parking. Do you ever wonder if it's safe to send your child on the bus? It is, and here's a few reasons why. All the buses in Cedar Rapids are equipped with security cameras, so the drivers always know what's happening behind them. The buses also have global positioning systems, or GPS, which means they can be tracked at any time by satellite. Does that surprise you? It shouldn't. Five Seasons Transportation takes safety very seriously, and we've taken many steps to make sure your child will have a safe, easy ride every time they take the bus. Even when your child isn't on the bus, Five Seasons Transportation is helping keep them safe by using pollution-free biodiesel and alcohol fuels, Iowa products that help keep the air clean. And if your child is ever in trouble, they can always flag down a bus for help. I'm Dave Town, and I like to think of the bus as a traveling safety cocoon, motoring along Cedar Rapids streets. And keep in mind, if the bus is that safe and easy for your child, maybe you should think about riding the bus to work. Affordable, convenient, and safe. That's the bus. Ride it.
I'm a 9th-year college senior. I need 2 more credits to graduate. I've needed those credits for 5 years. Sure, I could take ceramics, cooking, Yiddish, done. 2 credits right there. But no, I choose to stay in college. Go State! Go State! Let me tell you something. You're jealous of me. I gotta rest up before the pep rally, know what I mean? Oh, wait, you don't.
Go back to college with ESPNU and ESPNU.com. Division I football and basketball matchups and major college championships. Never graduate.
Okay. Be real nice to you.
And we get ready now for the first half of the 4th inning. And the Cedar Rapids Kernels have small ball to play here. And they can thank the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers for misplaying small balls, and 2-0, a Cedar Rapids lead on 2 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. While Wisconsin has no runs, 2 hits, and they have committed 2 errors. And the first batter, stepping in there, Rob Johnson. Womack struck out, and then Chen was thrown out at third to end the top of the third for the Timber Rattlers, and this pitch is outside for a ball. Rob Johnson, the catcher, at 6'1", 200 pounds, out of Houston, Texas, swings and fouls this one back, and quickly the count moves along to strike 2. Kernels out in front with a run in the first, a run in the second, trying for their second straight win over the Timber Rattlers. The pitch. This curve misses the outside corner. And we get to salute Wilson Middle School here tonight. They're in attendance at the ballpark, big time. In fact, I rode up in the elevator with the principal at Wilson, who used to be a principal at Arthur and Cedar Rapids. This pitch is inside, and we go ball 2, strike 2. So, representing the Wilson Ramblers, we have Eric Hansen. And Eric, welcome to the broadcasting booth.
Thank you.
Nice to have you here tonight. Swinging a high fly ball into center. Giannotti's on his horse. He's there, and he's got it in front of the warning track in center field. Johnson flies to center. All right, since we're counting down the days till summer, what are your summer plans?
I'm planning on just to mow lawns for money and just go to the pool and stuff. Nothing really major.
No sport camps or anything?
No, I'm just planning on just hanging out with my friends and stuff.
There's a ball that's outside. This is Wilson, the right fielder, batting .246 for Wisconsin. He's had some big swings in this series, but the only thing he's done is put up a breeze, as he does right there, with a nice swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. And you're 13?
Yep, 13.
There's a swing and a ground ball foul off to the right. Well, I used to mow lawns, too, in the summertime, and I hated it. Do you like it?
Pretty much, yeah. It's something to do around the summer. And
Sure, and it needs to be done. And
yeah.
And it's a good way to save up. And
yeah.
Your interests at Wilson outside of academics, are you into sports, music, drama, what?
Yeah, I'm into sports. I was in basketball, track, and that's all. I'm in performing chorus. Yeah. But now I take gym 3 times a day.
Well, you're a busy young man.
Yeah. Before it wasn't hard at all. Last year it just got a little harder.
Too much, huh?
Yeah.
Here's the windup by Rodriguez, the pitch, and the big man waves at another one, and Wilson goes down for the second time tonight on strikes. And for Rodriguez, he got 2 strikeouts in the second, 1 in the third, and another one here in the fourth. 2 men are gone, and that brings up Matt Tuiasosopo. We won't ask you, Eric, to spell that, okay?
Okay.
Basketball or track, do you think will be in your future in athletics?
Probably basketball.
You point guard?
No, I really don't care what position I'm in. I don't know what it was called, though. Yeah, I don't know that much about basketball, but
well, it's 5-on-5. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite team besides Wilson? There's a ground ball to third. The double pick, the throw across by Sandoval in time for the out. He got him, and it's 3 up and 3 down for the Timber Rattlers, and Cedar Rapids preserves a 2-0 lead with nothing across. We go to the last half of the 4th inning out here at the ballpark with the Kernels up with a score of 2-0. We'll be back. You're listening to Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
You save big money, when you shop Menards.
Honey, are the burgers done yet?
Oh, they're done all right.
Time for a new grill?
Now during Menards Outdoor Leisure Sale, save big on gas grills from top brands like Charbroil and Brinkman, starting at just $109. A 38,000 BTU Brinkman stainless steel model is only $169. You'll also find a great selection of smokers, charcoal grills, and outdoor fireplaces at huge savings now during the Outdoor Leisure Sale at Menards. A deluxe char griller charcoal grill with temperature gauge and cast iron cooking grates, only $99.98. And while you're shopping, enter for your chance to win a PT Cruiser convertible. Don't miss all the great deals on grills now during Menards Outdoor Leisure Sale.
Save big money at Menards.
When it comes to insurance and financial services, think smart. Think about Farm Bureau Financial Services. For auto, home, life, farm and ranch, retirement funding, and business protection, call Ted Crow in Cedar Rapids. More products, more services, more of your needs met. So for more information, call Ted Crow in Cedar Rapids. Farm Bureau Financial Services. More than you think. Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, West Des Moines, Iowa.
First batter for the Kernels, Madrigal swings, and it's a high fly ball. Maybe fair, maybe foul. It's a fair ball, and Wilson catches it against the right field foul line for out number one. Madrigal flies to right. Well, Wilson used to be a high school, Eric, in the city when we had the public schools of Wilson, Roosevelt, McKinley, and Franklin. They're all middle schools now. So about how many students would you have at Wilson?
Just like through the whole entire school, or?
Yes.
Oh, probably about 1,000 kids because it's 2nd through 8th.
Okay, you get a little more than the rest of them in the way of students, then, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Curveball is a strike called, and then Tommy Duenas gets strike number 2. So quickly, Santiago, who has given up 3 Kernel hits, but none of them of the garden variety. There's a swing and a ground ball to the third baseman. 10 throws. He is out, and 2 men are gone. Tommy Duenas grounds out from third to first, and that brings up Jordan Rentz, the right fielder, who could use a hit to do something for that 151 batting order. But that's why he's down in the number 8 spot. But he has had, with below 200 average, 15 runs driven in. There's a ball that's outside, makes it ball 1 and no strikes. Have you been to the ballpark before, Eric?
Yeah, about 4 times. Yeah, besides this one. I just live down the
street here?
Street, yeah.
There's a swing and a miss, and Rentz is 1 ball, 1 strike. Santiago, a left-hander. Here's the pitch. Strike is called over the outside corner. Eric, they still call them the Ramblers, don't they, at Wilson?
No, they just call them the Rams.
Rams. There's a swing and a fly ball to center, and it drops right in front of Josh Womack. Womack did not attempt to make that scooping against the grass catch out in center field. Instead, he played it safe, and Rentz gets what he sorely needs, a base hit. That brings up Richard Giannotti, hitting .237. And he has 7 runs driven in this year, and the Kernels now have 4 hits. The curveball is inside. Well, maybe one of these days you can play a little ball or run a little track for the Jefferson Jayhawks. Huh?
Yeah, I probably will.
There's a strike over the outside corner. What do you like in school the most, in academics?
I don't know, like what.
You don't have a favorite right now.
Yeah, I don't have a favorite.
Because this is at your level, it's a broad-based education, isn't it? You get a little taste of a lot of things.
Yeah.
Reds at first base. Here's the pitch. Curveball, nub foul off to the right. For Giannotti, it's ball 2, strike 2, 2 out, and the Kernels have a man on, and Cedar Rapids leads 2-0 in the last half of the fourth inning. Outfield, pretty much straight away. Giannotti back to the mound. Arroyo didn't get it. Womack does, steps on second, Arroyo steps on second, and that is it. Giannotti gets into a fielder's choice. Rentz is forced at second. The second baseman, Arroyo, unassisted. No runs and 1 hit. There were no errors, and 1 man left on. So we have completed 4 here at the ballpark, and the Cedar Rapids Kernels are out in front 2-0. Wisconsin coming to bat. You're listening to Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
When you need group transportation, there is only one name you need to remember. That name is Tri-State Travel, transportation provider for the Cedar Rapids Kernels and hundreds of other schools, organizations, and associations in the Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, and Waterloo area. Check our unblemished safety record, compare our pricing, and then climb aboard one of Tri-State Travel's modern deluxe motor coaches and experience our award-winning service. Tri-State Travel, the leader in motor coach group transportation.
A new school year means the chase is on. What school will be the best? The Zone ESPN Radio 1600 AM Farm Bureau Financial Services Metro Sports Trophy winner. It's simple. The school that rules brings home the hardware. Your school earns points by being the best in all 19 sports programs. Boys and girls, fall, winter, and spring. The school with the winningest programs takes home the coveted Zone Metro Sports Trophy and $500 from Farm Bureau Financial Services. Every sport counts towards each school's total points, and citywide bragging rights are on the line. We'll post the standings quarterly at the worldwide headquarters of the Zone, thezone1600.com. Current stats show Linmar leading the boys contest and Marion holds the top spot in the girls column. Who will come out on top? Kennedy, Jefferson, Linmar, Marion, Prairie, Washington, or Xavier. The Zone Farm Bureau Financial Services Metro Sports Trophy. Only from the home of high school sports. The Zone. The Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM.
Number 1, the fielder, Sebastian Boucher.
At Veterans Memorial Stadium, it's baseball on a perfect night. And with John Rogers, Bob Brooks here, we're having fun at the ballpark tonight with the Cedar Rapids Kernels up for the score of 2-0. And we start the top of the 5th inning with Sebastian Boucher as the batter. Here he is, and there he goes. Base hit past Rodriguez into left field. A solid single starts the 5th for the Timber Rattlers.
Number 17.
For Wisconsin, their 3rd hit of the night. 1 double and 2 singles. And the scores are coming in from all over the nation tonight.
State Farm Major League Scoreboard brought to you by State Farm Insurance agents Gary Schubat, Lanny Peterson, Dale Thompson, and Al Shetler.
Now the stretch infield in at double play depth. This pitch is outside. The biggest play so far, John, by Cedar Rapids has been the strikeout throwout.
Because the Timber Rattlers had runners at 2nd and 3rd with only 1 out when that happened back in the 2nd inning.
Here's the pitch. Inside and low for a ball. Ball 2 and no strikes. Well, the L.A. Angels of West Covina are battling the Chicago White Sox tonight at U.S. Cellular Field. And it's still what it has been all week. 5-4 Chicago. It's not final tonight. They've played 6 in Chicago, where the White Sox have a solid lead in the American League Central. Marino's starting to take some heat across the country about this naming business now.
I didn't know that, Bob, but it doesn't surprise me. I know the Dodgers are furious, and so is the city of Anaheim that has a lease agreement.
There's a swing and a line drive for a base hit into right field, as coming through was Brandon Green with a single to right. 2 well-hit singles. Rentz picks the ball up, gets it back in the infield, and now the hits are even at 4 apiece.
And now, Bob, with the number 8 hitter who doubled leading off the third inning, Young Chi Chen, Tommy Duenas to the mound, and the Kernels are expecting bunt. The corner infielders are already cheating in.
Well, Chen has to make it up with the skipper of the Timber Rattlers, Scott Steinman, because he was trapped off third in that strike 'em out, throw 'em out situation. Baltimore and Boston. Baltimore is getting back at the Red Sox tonight at Fenway. 7-0 Baltimore. The pitch. Curve is low and outside. Tejada's hit his 14th, Sammy Sosa his 5th, and Gill his 2nd. Now the stretch. Rodriguez fires. Curve is in the dirt. And 2 balls, no strikes, and a lot of trouble for Rafael Rodriguez. 4-2 on the year. It breezed through the 3 innings pretty well, or 4 innings, and now in the 5th has given up 2 hits and is behind to the right-handed batter, Chen. Pickoff attempt. Runner back in time. Chen hitting .269. 2 home runs, 31 runs driven in, and he has had 8, now 9 doubles. Young Chi Chen from Taiwan. Stretch, pitch, swung on, ground ball left to the third baseman. He's got it. Sandoval over to second, 1, and that's what they get is a throw to second base. And the relay was in the dirt. Collins couldn't quite pick it out, and there are now runners at first and third. Tough play by Sandoval.
Made it. Very good play, Bob. He had to dive to his left to prevent a base hit. Then he thought, well, he didn't think about tagging the runner who flashed by him to third.
No, I thought he would.
Me too. And then a great job by the sliding Brandon Green prevented Casilla from getting enough on the throw. And another big play at first. Michael Collins made sure to block it to prevent the runner from scoring at third, or from third.
Here's Arroyo from the stretch. Rodriguez delivers a curveball, and Arroyo goes for it. Didn't get it, and it was out of the strike zone. Kernels still nursing that 2-0 lead here. Jack Arroyo, the second baseman, hitting .227. Fake to third, fake to first. Runners are back. Into the last half of the 8th inning, Detroit 6, Texas 4. Cleveland up on Minnesota into the last of the third at the Met, 2-0. Throw over to first, and the runners back in time. Kansas City jumped on the Yankees in the first inning, and Randy Johnson for a 2-0 lead. Again, the Wisconsin runners lead, and the stretch by Rodriguez, and again, the third to first fake that gets somebody about once every millennium.
Well, the reason Rafi's doing it is Young Chi Chen is 8 for 10 in stolen base attempts, so he's trying to keep the double play in order if possible.
Again, he checks, throws, swing and a miss on that breaking ball again. And the count moves to strike 2 on Jack Arroyo. In the second inning, trailing by a run, Wisconsin got a runner to second. That was it. In the third, they got a runner to third and second and didn't score. Now the stretch, the pitch. Curveball, grounded to the shortstop. Throw to second, out, relay to first base, not in time. And it's a 2-1 ball game. as Boucher comes in to score from third. Chen is out at second. It was not a tailor-made double play, but it could have been made. Casilla again had a runner coming in on him, and the throw was low and wide of the bag to try and get Arroyo. So 2 men are gone. One scored, and remaining at first, Arroyo. With 2 out, the leadoff man, Navarro, comes up and takes a strike on the inside corner. Kansas City, 2 runs on 2 hits as Brown hit a home run off Randy Johnson. Those are the only games underway in the American League. Runner leads. Rodriguez checks and throws over. In the National League, after 6 innings of play, Washington 3, Atlanta 2. Estrada has a home run for Atlanta. Pittsburgh is beating Florida 5-1. That into the 7th. San Francisco leading Philadelphia. Ground ball to the shortstop. Rodriguez double grabs, picks it, throws. He is out at first base to retire the side. The Kernels give up a run, but maintain the lead 2-1. On 1 run, and there were 2 hits. There were no errors, and 1 man left on. Halfway home, it's 2-1 in favor of the Kernels. We'll have more from the ballpark. You're listening to Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
What should you do with your glass bottles and jars once they're empty? Recycle them, of course. After rinsing the containers out, put the lids in your blue recycling box. Then separate your clear glass from your colored glass and place them in a separate plastic container. Set your glass beside your blue recycling box for curbside collection. City crews will empty the containers and leave your buckets at the curb. Remember to help the earth by putting glass in the recycling and not in the garbage.
Knowing who you are is important. At Kirkwood Community College, we know who we are. We are accessibility. We are quality. We are opportunity. We are community. Who are you? We can help you learn. Kirkwood.edu.
This is The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Hello? Yeah, this is Aaron from Georgia. I just wanted to tell Colin that he's a genius, man.
Oh, hold on. Let me get Colin for you. Stay there. I'll get Colin
right
for
next
you.
to you.
Hold on. Let me...
Colin, come here.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, go ahead. This is Colin.
Colin, man, you're a genius. I agree totally with you about the pitching stuff.
Thank you. I feel like I'm a genius.
Don't be left out of The Herd. Only on ESPN Radio.
And the leadoff man comes on for the Cedar Rapids Kernels in Alexi Casilla. And this pitch misses on the inside with Julio Santiago on the mound for the Timber Rattlers, and some action in the bullpen with a tall right-hander warming up.
Bob, that's Sidney Bayo, and that's because Julio Santiago is making his debut. He is on a strict pitch count limit.
Well, he's given up 2 runs on 4 hits. This pitch high and outside, and it's 3-0 on Casilla, who has 2 hits tonight, and he has stolen 2 bases. He takes this pitch for a strike as Santiago works quickly. The motion, the pitch, high and wide for a ball, and Casilla gets a base on balls, and that is the first walk given up tonight by Santiago, which shows he may be gapping a bit. And that brings up Rodriguez.
Let's see, Bob, if Casilla tries to make it 3 for 3 in stolen bases tonight.
Well, I'll bet he goes on the first pitch.
That or maybe a hit and run.
We did not give you the San Francisco Phillies score. The Gents lead at 5-3. That game in the last half of the 6th inning.
Now, Bob, you just said Gents, and that's how the old public address announcer at Busch Stadium said it for years. My dad got a kick out of it. His name was Charlie Jones.
Here's the pitch. There's a strike over the outside corner. 1 on, nobody out. 2-1 the Kernels. Last half of the 5th inning. At the belt, the pitch. Strike, it's called. Right now, I would say that Julio Santiago is throwing just a little bit faster than batting practice. He's throwing quickly, and I think he's just trying to get it over and get him out and get out of here. Throw over to first base, and Casilla's back in time. Again at the belt. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Little looper. It is caught away from the infield by Arroyo. Throw back to first. Not in time. Good over-the-shoulder catch in shallow right by Jack Arroyo.
Not only that, Bob, but very good base running by Alexi Casilla. He had to go almost halfway to second in case that ball dropped, and it almost did drop. But on the other side of the coin, when Arroyo made the over-the-shoulder catch in shallow right, Alexi had to really hustle back to first to prevent getting doubled off. And those little things, running the bases the right way, keep an inning going.
The pitch, there he goes. It's a ball, the throw. He is out at second base. So, 2 for 3 tonight by Casilla.
It went 2-4, and Alexi almost tried to use his head as a battering ram to dislodge the ball. As you and Julia noted earlier, Jack Arroyo has had a case of fumble fingers down there, but even though Alexi came hard with his helmet, he was out at second.
And a very good throw by Rob Johnson, the catcher. He had something on it, and it was very accurate. There's a strike, and they foul back to make it 1-2 on Sandoval. The Mets in Arizona, 1-0 New York. That game after 6 innings. Cincinnati at Houston, St. Louis at Colorado, Milwaukee at San Diego, the Cubs and the Dodgers. That's the evening fare in the National League. Swing and a foul down along the third base line. Ball 2, strike 2, 2 out, nobody on, and the Kernels are up with a score of 2-1. The game to bear watching at the moment is the L.A. Angels of Anaheim and the White Sox, where it's 5-4 Chicago. John, the interesting thing from the Anaheim Angels standpoint is the fact that at long last they signed Jared Weaver.
I just learned about that 2 days ago, and they assigned him to Rancho Cucamonga.
Naturally. There's a swing and a high infield fly. The catcher's there. Johnson catches it, and that retires the side. Sandoval flies out in fair ground to Rob Johnson, the catcher of the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. So we have completed 5 with no runs and no hits, no errors, and none left, in a 2-1 ball game in favor of Cedar Rapids. You're listening to Colonel Baseball in the Zone.
Honey, be careful. You know my brother does that for a living.
No problem. Just one more brick and this chimney will be good as new.
I'll, call my brother.
Need a home equity loan? Talk to your guarantee banker for a loan that's right for your kind of life.
Oh! What's the matter, John?
Look at these checking fees.
Look what we spend on stamps for our bills.
Need free checking and a whole lot more? See your guarantee banker for the checking and online bill pay solutions that are right for your kind of life.
Honey, I got the promotion.
Wonderful. Oh, but our house is way too small for a vice president.
What?
I saw this antebellum. 6 bedrooms, 4 baths, marble countertops in the kitchen, a jacuzzi, mahogany cabinets in the butler's pantry, a 3-car garage, and a nanny suite.
Nanny?
Need a mortgage? Talk to your guarantee banker for a loan that's right for your kind of life.
Guarantee Bank.
For your kind of life.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
United States Auto Club Open Wheel Racing returns to Cedar Rapids Hawkeye Downs Speedway this Friday night. USAC, Ford, Focus, Midget Cars, plus a full program of Papa John's Cup I Wireless Championship stock car racing, all at regular admission prices. Sponsored by Van Meter Industrial. Many of the nation's top race car drivers came out of United States Auto Club Open Wheel Racing. In recent years, current NASCAR stars Casey Keene and J.J. Yeagley won USAC features at Hawkeye Downs. See the stars of the future Friday night at Cedar Rapids Hawkeye Downs Speedway.
At the ballpark, the Kernels lead by the score of 2-1. First batter will be Josh Womack for the Timber Rattlers, who's a little bit slow in coming up to the plate. Also on the deck tonight in Deck 3, Heritage Microfilm, and in Deck 4, Agon FMD, 150 tickets. Char Marsh. The contact and welcome, Agon. Here's the pitch. A little bit low to the left-handed batter, the center fielder. Batting .260, 17 runs driven in, a couple of homers. And earlier in the game, here's the pitch. Swung on, little looper into shallow left center, back for it, Rodriguez. Over the shoulder catch. Thank you very much. With a little longer run than the second baseman Arroyo made for the Timber Rattlers. Rodriguez got there. John, you mentioned Holmes Murphy up on the mezzanine earlier, and that's a fine group they've got up there.
It sure is. They provide benefit solutions for folks, Bob. I visited Holmes Murphy and actually was proud enough to bring him in this summer for the first time. And what they do is they help small companies and medium-sized companies design benefit packages, and they also do a lot of insuring of businesses.
There's a strike that's called over the outside corner to the right-handed batter, Rob Johnson, the catcher of Wisconsin. Rob was almost hit with that pitch. He jumped out of the way. 6'1", 200-pounder. Doesn't quite have the build of a catcher, but nonetheless, he had an excellent throw out of Casilla in the last half of the fifth.
Bob, you were talking about the right-hander Jared Weaver, who just signed with the Angels after holding out for over a year.
Swinging a loop foul down the right field line.
Well, almost a year. He was drafted the middle of June last year. They assigned him to Rancho Cucamonga because he's 23 years old and a college man, and also he grew up in California. But it's always interesting to wonder who won in these negotiations, and of course it's all kept confidential. But you said about 3 weeks ago they were, I think, $2 million apart?
Yes, they were.
So somebody gave maybe a little bit on each end.
Well, I think Scott Boros probably told the young man, hey, this is as good as it's going to get, and you better sign.
And I'm sure
at the age of 23, if he doesn't get started in the chain, he is not going to be looked at all.
Yeah, he didn't want to re-enter the draft, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
2-2 pitch now. Johnson swings and fouls another one toward the Colonel dugout off here to the right. Ball 2, strike 2.
I still think the most infamous holdout was Koufax and Drysdale in the primes of their career in the mid-'60s, and they had to deal with O'Malley, and they met with David Jansen, the actor. They were going to become actors.
There's a swing and a miss, and Rob Johnson is a strikeout victim, and Rodriguez has been in the mode of putting them up and setting them down here.
Yeah, that's his fifth strikeout. And, of course, another famous holdout as a big leaguer after his rookie year, Vida Blue, was phenomenal, and Charlie Finley wouldn't give him what he wanted, so Vida was going to sell, of all things, Bob, plumbing supplies. But that holdout also ended.
Probably as soon as he got his first carload.
He wanted to pitch again.
Well, he said, what is this anyway? There's a strike on the inside corner, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. This is Mike Wilson, who has struck out twice tonight and has struck out for the series. This one is just off the corner.
Hey,
2 balls and a strike.
Everybody, Julia Jansen will have your chance to earn a $5 gift certificate to the Springhouse when the Kernels bat in the bottom of the 6th inning, so stay tuned for that. The Springhouse trivia question coming up in the Kernel half of the 6th.
Another foul back into the screen. Rafael Rodriguez. Good, solid 2.94 ERA. Kernels still attempting to get the pitching rotation set. Here's the delivery. Swung on and fouled off the catcher's equipment. Ball 2, strike 2.
In fact, Bob, we don't know who's going to start tomorrow's noon game. I asked Kernan Ronan, and he said, John, you're going to have to, I'll know after tonight. The best bets are Nick Green or Francisco Cordova.
Yes, Torres came here and isn't apparently ready to pitch.
In fact, he was put on the 7-day disabled list. His back is bothering him.
Well, the young man has been bothered by a lot of ailments since he signed a large bonus with Anaheim.
Yet he's still only 22, I think Jack told me. So still a lot of progress to be made by Joe Torres. We hope he finds it here.
There's a swing and a high drive that should tie this ball game. It is going, and it is gone. A gigantic fly ball that carried over the 330-foot mark, up over the pavilion in left field, and wound up out to the tennis courts. Well, Wilson has been striking out. This time he struck, and lightning resulted in his 5th home run of the year, and this ball game is 2-2.
He took a down and in pitch, not a bad pitch by Rodriguez, a changeup, but he got the fat part of the bat on it, and all Drew Toussaint did was look skyward and admire it as it went on to 8th Avenue to tie the game.
They just waved to George Stelius sailing by. First pitch is a ball to Tuiasosopo. Holds that bat high, and the pitch a little bit low and outside. Samoans are known for their good humor and their kind of laid-back lifestyle that don't rattle a bat. There's a ball that's low and outside. They've had a lot of Samoans play football at the University of Hawaii out in Honolulu and at the University of Washington, and, well, we talked about that up and down the coast. The pitch. Curve for a strike over the outside corner.
And I thought of that linebacker with the Rams, Bob. It's Pisa Tina Isamoa.
Good for you. There's a swing and a high fly ball deep into right center. Giannotti is back. He's there and makes a running catch. Giannotti can cover the ground in center field. There is no doubt about this young man's fielding ability. Now, if they can get some power injected into him, they've got themselves a prospect. Tuiasosopo flies out to deep right center field. 1 run on the 5th home run of the year by Mike Wilson, the largely built right fielder of the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. 1 hit, there were no errors, none left, and at the end of 5.5. We haven't decided a doggone thing, folks. It's 2-2. We'll be back at the ballpark. You're listening to Colonel Baseball in the Zone.
Hey, Dad, did you catch the game last night? Wow!
Oh, no, the wind was messing up my dish.
Oh, man, too bad. Maybe next time.
Hey, Dad, did you see that documentary on fire ants? Oh, fantastic stuff.
Oh, no, I had a little problem with the old dish.
Too bad. You really missed something special.
Say, Ted, remember that episode of Nip Tuck last week, the one with the doctor?
No, afraid not. I think it was raining that night or something.
Hi, Teddy.
Hi.
Hey, I saw this romantic movie the other night. It made me think of you.
Well, I meant to, but I think there was some bad weather going on.
You know, Ted, I could really see getting together once in a while, but, I don't know if I want a dish relationship.
Oh, man. Want a weatherproof way to watch television? Get rid of that dish and call Mediacom to learn about our 12-month, $29.95 offers. Call today at 1-800-800-CABLE. That's 1-800-800-CABLE.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Mark Schlereth from NFL Live. He brought some gifts to the table today. It's actually a DVD. He's sort of the Tom Amansky of offensive linemen.
That's exactly what I am.
Okay, you teach people how to cheat, hold, bite, kick,
leg whip. These are. I made a series of DVDs in the off season. And,
yeah, so did Paris Hilton.
Right. Well,
The Dan Patrick Show. Weekdays on ESPN Radio.
75-degree night. Drew Toussaint has the count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Takes another ball off the corner from the new pitcher for the Timber Rattlers from Wisconsin, from the Fox River Valley area. There's a swing and a high drive to left. It is going by Toussaint. It is out of here. A home run for Toussaint. And the Cedar Rapids Kernels lead 3-2. That's his 4th home run of the year. Rounding third, touching them all, is Drew Toussaint. He took a Sydney ball fastball and drove it right out of here. 1 home run deserves another, and the Kernels quickly grabbed the lead at 3-2. That brings up Michael Collins. Well, ball was out of the Venezuelan League. There's a swing and a high fly off to the right. Might be playable. First baseman dug out, and it is caught by Brandon Green, the first baseman. 1 gone. Foul fly taken by Green. That brings up Warner Madrigal. Ball was signed as an undrafted free agent in 2000 by the Mariners. Part of worldwide baseball these days. We have Taiwan and Venezuela, among others, here tonight. The pitch is inside to Warner. At Everett, Washington, the Northwest League last year, ball was 4-1. There's a strike over the outside corner. Kernels back in the lead on an equally giant-sized HR. There's a curve for a strike. To Madrigal, he took something off of it. A ball and 2 strikes. Wind up, the pitch, swung on and tapped foul, protecting the plate. Sydney Ball is 6'5", 183 pounds. And he got a greeting in Cedar Rapids with Toussaint's home run. Fastball off the corner. Ball 2, strike 2. Now the pitch. Change-up curve at 71 miles an hour, high and up around the chin. And we go 3-2. 1 out, 1 in, and the pitch. Swung on, and Madrigal fouls this one back. Yes, it's worldwide baseball these days. Madrigal, coming from the Dominican Republic, facing a Venezuelan in the heart of the Middle West. Fly ball to center. Center fielder went back, then had to come in, and Womack makes a running catch. 2 men are out. Julia, what about the trivia question tonight?
Yes, our Springhouse trivia question at your family restaurant is now serving roasted chicken. It's also great because you can get it to go. They have family packs with potato wedges and baked beans and coleslaw. A lot of other choices to go. The question here, try and get it in before the pitch. Well, I'll just wait.
He offered at it, swung, and it's going to be strike one. Went more than halfway around Tommy Duenas, the batter.
All right, our question tonight is, last season, this player became the first man ever with 200 hits in each of his first 4 years in the majors. I'll give that question again in a moment.
Now the pitch on its way, swung on again, down in the dirt. Duenas was going to swing at that one before the ball left the pitcher's hand. Strike two.
Last season, this player became the first man ever with 200 hits in each of his first 4 years in the majors. Our phone number here is 896-7589. Again, that's 896-7589. You've already called in one. Try and give other people a chance to win tonight. Be the winner for our Springhouse Trivia question.
And the phones are ringing. There's a swing and a miss, but Drew Toussaint with his 4th home run of the year, his 17th run driven in. And the Kernels lead it after 6 innings, 3-2. On 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors. And the Timber Rattlers of Wisconsin, 2 runs, 5 hits, and 2 errors. We'll have more Kernel baseball. You're listening to This Game on The Zone.
I'm Dave Shea. For 35 years, I was a news anchor for Channel 2. You may also have seen me driving around Cedar Rapids in my Honda Accord. Well, I've retired from broadcasting, but I haven't given up my Honda. For years, I've told friends they should consider owning a Honda, specifically from Randy Keel Honda. Randy is a local dealer with 13 years of experience in matching drivers to the right vehicle. He has a fine selection of new Hondas, as well as quality pre-owned vehicles. And more than just a reliable service department, Randy Keel Honda offers Honfidence, a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty on every new vehicle sold. You can take my word for it, but you may also want to talk with other Honda owners. They're people you know, your friends, your neighbors, maybe even your relatives. And you can do more homework by logging on to Randy's website at www.randykeel.com. I'm a satisfied Honda owner, and I'm sure you will be too. See Randy Keel Honda today on Centerpoint Road Northeast.
Coffee works when it's important to you. Coffee works, let your work shine through.
When you think of copies, think of CopyWorks. High-speed copying, color copies, oversized copies, manuals, booklets, graphic design, posters, banners, and presentations. CopyWorks does it better. When it's important to you, CopyWorks lets your work shine through. When you think of copies, think of CopyWorks.
Bob Brooks, John Rogers reporting from Veterans Memorial Stadium, where the Kernels, on a leadoff home run by Drew Toussaint in the bottom of the 6th, lead the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers 3-2. And we have a winner to congratulate in our Springhouse Trivia question. We stated that last season this player became the first man ever with 200 hits in each of his first 4 years in the majors, and it didn't take Adam Alec long. Adam Alec delivered with the right answer, Ichiro Suzuki, 31-year-old folk hero type ball player in Seattle. Bob, Seattle has so many Asian residents, and Ichiro's rookie year 4 years ago, the press was swarming all over Ichiro Suzuki. He was a novelty.
Well, he was, and when the Japanese paparazzi get after you, why, there is a crowd.
Ichiro still has a translator that travels with him. He set an all-time big league record, of course, last year, 262 hits in a season, breaking George Sisler's record. Ball one is low to Sebastian Boucher, who's 2 for 2. He'll lift one to the left side of the Kernel infield. Freddy Sandoval drifting back of third by 20 feet. And the plate umpire signals fair, a towering pop-up, and Sebastian Boucher leads off the 7th by being retired on a pop to third, and we've been very impressed as Rafael Rodriguez, now working deep into this ball game, into the top of the 7th, gets Boucher for the first time tonight, one away, and the batter is Brandon Green. He's 1 for 2.
And the Kernels have Chris Waters warming up in the bullpen.
Outfield plays Brandon Green straight away. He singled his last time up. Left-handed hitter, and he drills one foul down the left side out of play. Ichiro Suzuki, Bob, this is something that I think goes unnoticed. Last year, when he became the fourth man to get 200 hits in each of his first 4 years, setting the record with 262, 57 of his 262 hits were infield singles or bunts.
Yes, running hits, where you either bunted the ball or chopped at it and beat it out. I note, too, he is not getting the attention now that he got when he broke in.
Same as Hideo Nomo in 95, the first real big Japanese import to strike it rich here. And, of course, Nomo, a pitcher, Suzuki, the best position player to come over from Japan. The Yankees might argue with their Japanese player, but he hasn't accomplished the things that Ichiro has, a change-up and a swing and a miss by Brandon Green. I get a kick out of it. Everybody calls him Ichiro, but his name's Ichiro Suzuki. Nobody refers to him by his full name. It's just Ichiro. He even wears that on the back of his uniform.
Well, if he doesn't learn English, why pronounce his whole name?
That's true. A chopper to first. Will it stay fair? Fortunately not. Bob, Michael Collins walked a tightrope trying to make the play on the batted ball by Brandon Green, and had it been a fair ball, Green would have reached because Michael Collins tried to pull it fair, and it dribbled out of his mitt. It was lucky it was foul.
Well, that was a fortunate move for the Cedar Rapids Kernels and for Michael Collins at first base. That was a close play to being a fair ball.
And getting the best look at it on the field, right behind it was Sean Francis. He immediately waved it foul. It's still 0-2 on Brandon Green. The pitch, a changeup in the dirt. The name Adam Alec may mean something to you, Bob. The last name, A-L-L-I-C-K. Dave Alec runs a very renowned sandwich shop.
Well renowned.
And his father, I think, has been a very successful restaurant entrepreneur.
Yes, he has.
Dave Alec's a huge baseball, well, he's a huge Hawkeye fan. Here's a bouncer to first, and Michael Collins waves off Rodriguez and takes the play himself, and 2 gone here in the top of the 7th inning. Adam Alec, our Springhouse Trivia Question winner, and I'll tell you a funny story about Dave Alec, the restaurant entrepreneur who used to have his sub shop right next to the old YMCA. He is a very good friend of Phil Hattie's. They went to school together.
Certainly is, and that relationship has gone on for a long period of time, and incidentally, Dave's shop now is in the U.S. Bank downtown.
I wondered if it was still flourishing after the Y was torn down, and I'm glad it is. He has regulars. Strike one to Young Chi Chen, and now a pitch to the backstop. It's 3-2 Kernels, on the strength of a Drew Toussaint leadoff homer off reliever Sydney Bio in the bottom of the 6th inning. The hits are even at 5 apiece, and as Bob said, Chris Waters is warming up down the right field line for the Kernels, but Rafael Rodriguez has pitched 6 2/3 of very, very solid baseball tonight. The 1-1 to Chen, a right-handed batter, is low for ball 2.
And he has only walked one batter. That's the critical thing.
That and that pivotal strike him out, throw him out double play. The Timber Rattlers had runners at 2nd and 3rd with only 1 out back in the 3rd inning, trailing 1-0, and Josh Womack struck out, and Tommy Duenas threw to 3rd and got Young Chi Chen, this batter, picked off at 3rd, and really that's the key play in the game in addition to the strong pitching by Rafael Rodriguez.
And we have had 2 gigantic home runs, one by each team.
Rafael Rodriguez.
Those balls were pickled.
Misses low for ball 3. Rafi has what I think is a very deceptive way of starting his windup, Bob. He holds his glove right up in front of his face, then brings his hands up above his head. Well, let's watch him. In front of it, down, and then up to the letters. And the pitch. A deep drive to left. Another prodigious clout will tie this game. Way out of here it goes. Over the whirling waters, Westdale Mall, Mix 96.5. FM home run hot tub, and what a devastating two-out blow delivered by Young Chi Chen, his third home run of the year, and it ties the game here in the top of the seventh, 3-3.
Yes, you could name Quaker Oats and U.S. Bank. These balls have been shots out of here. This isn't any little line drive. These are towering home runs. There isn't any reason to put you in suspense because the ball is out as soon as it leaves the bat.
Here's a bunt attempt, and it's missed. The pitch is missed by Jack Arroyo. Well, the long ball has played an instrumental role in this game, which is now tied 3-3. Fortunately for Rafael Rodriguez, the 2 home runs he surrendered have both been with nobody on.
And for Chen, his third home run of the year.
Slider in at the knees, strike 2 to the right-handed batter, Jack Arroyo. We're tied now in the top of the seventh, 3-3, with nobody on and 2 out. Let's see if Rafael comes right after the number 9 batter. He did, and a strong stroke by Jack Arroyo. He fouls it over the backstop. They scramble for it down below.
This is a perfect night to hit a home run. Temperature 75 degrees, no wind, just perfect conditions.
Arroyo cocks his elbow high back towards the screen, and he fights off a pitch in on his hands and loops it foul off to the right. Still 0-2 to Jack Arroyo, as well as Albert Pujols has done, and he's set all sorts of records in his first 4 years or 5 years as a Cardinal. Ichiro Suzuki's record may stand for a long time. 4 straight seasons of 200 hits his first 4 years in the league. There's strike 3 called on the outside corner. That may be it for Rafael Rodriguez, and if it is, the only thing he has to look back on is giving that 2-out home run to the number 8 hitter. Otherwise, Rafael was just terrific here this evening. 1 run on a 2-out homer for the Timber Rattlers, 1 hit in the 7th, no Kernel errors. Wisconsin leaves the bases empty. They've stranded 3 in 7 at bats. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning on Wilson Grant night here at the ballpark. Let's tune in for just a moment to hear this big crowd sing together. Nothing but fun here, and the fun continues tomorrow with our noon game. After 6.5, Kernels 3, Wisconsin 3. This is Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
There's a reason Dick Ramsey is the #1 home seller for the #1 real estate company, Skogman Realty. It's because Dick Ramsey works harder for you than anyone to make selling your home easy for you. Take Dick's one-of-a-kind home trade program. Buy one of Dick Ramsey's homes and Dick will buy yours. Dick Ramsey provides 2 other unparalleled services: a free 1-hour telephone loan approval and a free 1-hour telephone appraisal on your property. Dick Ramsey of Skogman Realty, the #1 home seller for the #1 real estate company.
When we met, it's forget we would never forget the Ojanos. Now it's where mi amore and I dine in. We carry out the lunch and the dinner all the time for lasagna, ravioli, mandacati, cannelloni, tortellini. Or try their delicious salads and sub sandwiches too. The Ojanos is the hometown taste of Italy. For your next meal with friends and a family, remember the Ojanos with 5 convenient locations for the pasta that makes you sing.
Wildcat Golf Course is ready to show you what makes us your local golf destination. 18 challenging holes for all skill levels. We have all of the services for you to have a great golf day. Check out our driving range before you tee it up, or grab your favorite sandwich from our bar and grill. Our pro shop is loaded with top golf gear from Srixon, Titleist, and Wilson, and awesome apparel from Ashworth and Nike. Wildcat is also the home course for the Cedar Rapids Kernels. Take the 20-minute drive from Cedar Rapids to see why Wildcat Golf Course is always something unexpected.
In this 3-3 game, right-hander Sidney Bayo has fallen behind Jordan Renz 3-1. Jordan, batting 8th in the Allen Motor Company order, walks. And, Bob, when you walk the number 8 hitter to start an inning when he's batting 151, ordinarily that really spells disaster.
It's a good omen for the Kernels and a bad sign for the Timber Rattlers.
This Sidney Bayo is a tall right-hander. He's from Venezuela, the final line on starter Julio Santiago in his Midwest League debut pitched well. 5 innings, gave the Kernels 2 runs on 4 hits, struck out a pair, walked 1. Let's see. Well, here comes the pitching coach, Brad Holman, marching out to the hill here in the bottom of the 7th inning, and he wants to talk it over. They probably know that Giannotti has 9 bunt singles, and therefore Richard may be trying to sacrifice Renz to second. Bobby Magallanes, Bob, loves to use the element of surprise and do the old switcheroo, do the unexpected, and he may not have Giannotti bunting here.
Well, I think we ought to go back to the days of where the fans vote.
Hold up a placard, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that would be fun. I love doing it as a fan and a broadcaster, is trying to anticipate that next move, and Richard Giannotti will be batting left-handed for the first time tonight. Against the left-handed starter, Richard was 0 for 2. Jordan Renz has drawn a leadoff walk. There is a man up in the Wisconsin bullpen, a right-hander, but he has just started to, well, actually, he's just pawing at the rubber, so he hasn't been throwing very long. And that Timber Rattler right-hander starting to warm up is Chad Fillinger. Chad Fillinger is warming up for the Timber Rattlers. Well, this Sidney Bayo has been terrific this year for Wisconsin. He's on for the 15th time. He's 1-0 with an ERA of 1.69. A throw to first, and Jordan Renz, 3 for 5 in stolen base attempts, is back. The Kernels lead the league in stolen bases.
Let's see how Mags is going to play it here.
The first pitch to Giannotti. He squares the bunt. It's down and in for ball 1. Bob, as a team, the Kernels are hitting .243, but here at home, the Kernels are hitting .271. So nearly 30 points higher here at home. Giannotti squaring the bunt, and he backs away from a pitch high. 2-0 now from Sidney Bayo.
Well, Giannotti's college team, the University of Miami, is qualified again for the sectional play in the college baseball tournament.
The 2-0 to Giannotti. He bunts. It's a terrific bunt to the left of the plate. The pitcher picks it up and throws Richard out. Richard Giannotti with a terrific bunt to get Jordan Renz into scoring position as the go-ahead run here in the bottom of the 7th. It went pitcher to first baseman for the sacrifice.
That's another thing that Giannotti can do, as we've been talking about prospects. This young man can put down a bunt. Let me tell you, he can lay it right out there and put some stop 'em on it. He's a very accomplished bunter in an era where that is almost non-existent.
And, Bob, that's a tool, along with his fielding, that will keep him in professional baseball for a good long time. Ball 1 is just inside to the leadoff batter, who has not been retired in this game, Alexi Casilla. He has 2 infield singles, 2 runs scored, 2 stolen bases, a walk, and a caught stealing. So he's been the center of action, and here he is in the spotlight again with a chance to put the Kernels ahead. He drives one into left field, but it's right at Sebastian Boucher, who reaches up to spear it. 2 gone here in the Kernels 7th. Alexi Casilla got good wood on it, but they had him played perfectly in left, and he's retired for the second out here in the 7th inning. It'll be up to Sean Rodriguez if the Kernels are going to take the lead here in the bottom of the 7th, tied at 3 with Wisconsin.
Well, Rodriguez is batting .249. He's been more affluent at scoring runs than he has been driving in runs.
And scoring runs, much like bunting that you just mentioned, Bob, one of the most undervalued abilities in the game. If you can score for your team, after all, that's the name of the game. And when Sean gets on, he scores. Now, he will not have a chance to face Sidney Bayo. The Timber Rattlers are going to their bullpen, and they're bringing in that right-hander we talked about, Chad Fillinger. And as Fillinger comes on, Bob, our Colonel Did You Know question, and I thought this one might be fun because it coincides a little bit with the NBA playoffs. It goes back a little bit. Our Did You Know question, did you know that Hall of Fame shortstop Lou Boudreau played pro basketball with a team called Caesars All-Americans in Hammond, Indiana? He was quite a basketball player, Lou Boudreau.
Well, yes, he'd played at the University of Illinois in basketball.
Well, furthermore, he coached the University of Illinois freshmen in 1940, their basketball team. And, Bob, this is a little before my time, but according to the article I read, Lou Boudreau coached an Illinois freshman basketball team that included a future NBA star by the name of Andy Phillip.
Well, Andy Phillip played on what they called the Whiz Kids at Illinois in the early 1940s. They had, and Andy Phillip went on to play for the team in the NBA that was called at that time in Chicago, the Chicago Stags.
That was really the name before they were the Bulls, the expansion Bulls in '67.
Yes. Well, and there was a period of time when Chicago didn't have an NBA team.
Well, Lou Boudreau coached Andy Phillip as a freshman at the University of Illinois. It took Lou a couple of seasons before he decided, after consulting his father, that he would go. You know what his dad told him, Bob? He said, that hardwood floor of the NBA will be harder on your legs than baseball will.
Well, I would certainly think so. Hard pounding, of course. The Whiz Kids at Illinois were revered by Illinois fans, much the same way that the Illinois team of this past year was revered by Illinois fans. It had Jack Smiley and Menke and Andy Phillip. They came to Iowa City after they had clinched the Big Ten title in 1942, and they started their second team against Iowa because they'd just wiped out the Big Ten.
So they were resting their regulars.
And Iowa beat them. They put the regulars back in there, and they couldn't get the job done against a team that had been tricky on it, and it was quite a, at that time, was quite an upset.
All one from the new pitcher, right-hander Chad Fillinger. Fillinger's 23 years old, a Mariners 16th-round draft pick, and he went to Santa Clara in California. Sean Rodriguez with the go-ahead run at second. Jordan Renz, 2 out here in this bottom of the 7th, and Fillinger misses low for ball 2. This inning started with a walk, then a sacrifice bunt.
Boudreau, in his pro days, when he was in the minor leagues, played at Hill Park here in Cedar Rapids.
I didn't know that either. Lou Boudreau was a very, very good shortstop. The 2-0 to Sean. A strike on a changeup from Fillinger.
And he was pretty successful as something rare in the major leagues, a player manager.
Very rare. In fact, he's been before Pete Rose, he was the last successful one. And I don't care what people say about Rose's betting. I don't condone it, but I thought Pete Rose did a heck of a job as a player manager when he tried it. It's very difficult. Strike 2 to Sean Rodriguez. Lou Boudreau was only 24 years old when he was a player manager for the Cleveland Indians. So you talk about pressure.
Well, he was a superior athlete.
The 2-2 to Rodriguez. Low, ball 3, and with the go-ahead run at second here in the bottom of the 7th in a 3-3 contest, Jordan Renz will have a big jump off that bag at second. Now, Sean Rodriguez has to avoid trying to do it all himself. If this isn't a good pitch, there is a base open, and Sean will have to leave it up to Freddy Sandoval. Let's see if Fillinger gives anything good to Sean Rodriguez on this payoff pitch. He did, a fastball, and Sean pops it foul down the right side, out of play. The count remains full. One thing I didn't know about this Andy Phillip, Bob, I'm from Alton, Illinois. Andy Phillip grew up in a city, a working-class city right near me in southwest Illinois, Granite City, Illinois. Collinsville is the city down near me that has a rich basketball heritage.
Yes, it does.
The payoff pitch, swinging a foul on a breaking pitch. There was a fellow there, Bob, by the name of Virgil Fletcher that coached those Collinsville K-Hawk teams. Of course, East St. Louis has had some great basketball teams as well. People forget East St. Louis is in Illinois. Rodriguez ready for the third 3-2 pitch from this right-hander. And he pops it up off the fifth, and it's down the first baseline into shallow right. It drifts into foul ground, and Fillinger gets Rodriguez to foul out to first. So the leadoff walk to Jordan Renz and the sacrifice bunt are turned aside by good pitching from two Wisconsin relief pitchers. No runs in the Kernel seventh, despite a leadoff walk, no hits. There were no Wisconsin errors, and one left by the Kernels. We've stranded 5. It's a 3-3 game as we go to the top of the 8th. This is Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
So, you finally get home from one of those impossibly stressful days. You're exhausted, your feet hurt, and you throw yourself on the couch to relax and read the Gazette. You've scanned the headlines, read a couple advice columns, and are enjoying the local stories in the community section. You're getting ready to look through the inserts to see where the big sales are this week when it hits you. It's nearly dinner time and you don't have anything planned. But then, just as you start to panic, salvation. A coupon in the Gazette with a 2-for-1 pizza special. You grab the phone and make the call. The kids will be happy. Your husband will be impressed with the great deal you got. And best of all, you'll get another 20 minutes of quiet time to read the Gazette.
Want to know more than me? Less than $20 a month will get you there. Call 398-8333 today to subscribe to the Gazette.
The Gazette. Now you know.
Business for the 21st century with advanced systems.
For nearly 50 years, Advanced Systems has been providing office technology solutions. Whether you're looking for a simple multifunctional system or a complex software program, Advanced Systems is your solutions provider. We're continuing to build upon our tradition of providing outstanding service to each and every client.
Business for the 21st century with advanced systems.
Three ball game. Rafael Rodriguez will be allowed to set sail here in the top of the 8th inning. This is the longest he's gone on the season. Kernel starter in 7 innings has surrendered 3 runs, 2 of them solo home runs on 6 hits. Wisconsin's out-hit the Kernels 6-5, and they'll send up the top of their order here in the top of the 8th inning. Osvaldo Navarro, nothing for 3, and I think the Kernels should guard against a bunt here. Freddy Sandoval is playing even with the bag and 10 feet off the line at third.
Well, after 7 innings of pitching, he struck out 6, walked only 1, and hasn't been in any grave difficulty.
Ball 1 low as the leadoff batter did fake a bunt. It's 1-0 to Osvaldo Navarro. 3-3 in the top of the 8th inning. Chris Waters continues to warm up in the Kernel pen. A swing and a miss, a disjointed swing on a changeup, and that's strike 1 on Navarro. Boy, a guy can look bad on one swing and then belt it out of the park on the next swing. Let's hope that's not the case here. And a bunt attempt, as we thought might be coming, and it's missed. Strike 2 on Osvaldo Navarro.
Last year, these two teams battled throughout the entire season and split the year.
And it's kind of neat because we're Western Division rivals, the Mariners and Angels, at the big league level. A bouncer over the hill. Tough play for Rodriguez. Sean gloves it in front of the base, and it looks smooth as silk as he throws the batter out. Rodriguez has done such a marvelous job at short and center this season, and he is such a gifted kid with a very mature mindset now. He really struggled here last year, Bob, not so much as a ball player, but with his emotions and his temper. But he has found a way and has really been a leader for this ball club. 1 out in the top of the 8th for left-handed hitting Josh Womack. He's nothing for 3. He bunts, and it's foul outside of third base.
Well, that bunt is a batter too late.
That's what we expected the leadoff batter to try. Womack was trying to bunt his way on. A little squibber foul behind the plate. they're giving the final line on reliever Sidney Bello, 1 2/3 innings pitched, and he allowed 1 run on a home run, struck out 1 and walked 1. Nothing in 2 to the left-handed batter Womack. Bob will give us another look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard here in the late innings, and good news, a swing and a miss on a changeup, and that strikeout is the second out of the 8th inning, and it's Rafael Rodriguez's 6th. Let me double check, Bob. You just gave his total, and I think it's his 7th, isn't it?
Yes.
7th?
That's what I have him for.
Yep, you're right. 7 strikeouts. Bob, good news from Comiskey Park, U.S. Cellular Park. The Angels have gone ahead of the White Sox.
Well, I don't know that that's good news.
We got to toe the company line, don't we? No, we're just kidding.
Not until Augie Marino makes a visit to Cedar Rapids.
The owner of the Angels. Strike 1 is in to Rob Johnson. If you're a White Sox fan like Scott Unash, you've already beaten our parent club twice. Swing and a miss, and Rafael Rodriguez is trying to record his 8th strikeout of the game and complete 8 brilliant innings. Rob Johnson isn't going to let him get away with this too quickly. He takes a stroll all the way to the outer perimeter of the dirt batting circle. Now he's back in. Rodriguez has his sign and brings it. Swing and a miss. The ball gets away from Tuiasosopo. Tommy pounces on it, throws to first to end the inning. Rafael Rodriguez completes 8 magnificent innings by setting the top third, the first 3 in the Wisconsin order, down in order in the top of the 8th inning, and he has now struck out 8 Wisconsin batters in this game.
And I think that will be his last inning.
And if it was, he finished it with a bang. Well, when the Kernels bat in the home half of the 8th, Bob will tell you what's up at U.S. Cellular Field and have an update on the State Farm Major League scoreboard from action all around the big leagues. Down in order go the Timber Rattlers in their half of the 8th, and after 7.5, Kernels and Timber Rattlers tied at 3. You're listening to Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
With graduations and weddings upon us, you may be giving or receiving gifts and presents. Cedar Rapids Solid Waste and Recycling reminds you that they do not accept gift wrapping paper in your blue curbside recycling box. Instead, try to recycle by reusing old gift paper. This wrapping paper should not be put in your blue curbside recycling box. You can throw it away in your garbage if you don't reuse it. Enjoy gift giving this season, but remember that gift wrapping paper is not recyclable.
On a single tank of gas, a Pontiac Vibe can get you from Virginia to Vermont. A Saturn Ion can get you from Iowa to Indiana. A Saab 9.5 can get you from the Shenandoah Valley to Soho. And a Chevy Cobalt can get you all the way from Albuquerque to Amarillo. It's good to take road trips. That's why GM makes more cars, trucks, and SUVs than anyone. With 19 models that have EPA estimates of at least 30 miles per gallon highway. So go ahead. Take Friday off, fill up the tank, and get on the road. Pop in your favorite CD and sing along. Roll down the windows so everyone can hear.
Tell me where you are, and I will jump into my car. I won't slow down.
19 cars that have EPA highway estimates of at least 30 miles per gallon. Only one car company could do that. Only GM. To find out more, visit onlygm.com/MPG.
Eight brilliant innings from starter Rafael Rodriguez, and all he can hope for now is a Kernel run or 2 here in the bottom of the 8th in a 3-3 game. Chris Waters is set to come on in the top of the 9th. What will the score be? Well, that depends on how right-hander Chad Fillinger fares against the heart of the Kernel order, Freddy Sandoval, through Toussaint, Michael Collins. Freddy takes outside for a ball, and now a strike from Chad Fillinger.
And a defensive maneuver. Asdrúbal Cabrera out of Puerto La Cruz, Puerto Rico, is at second.
And he's tested immediately. A broken bat blooper into shallow right, and Asdrúbal Cabrera, who's hitting over 300, takes a few steps back into shallow right and has it one out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Just in case you're wondering, the Kernels are 0-3 in extra innings, and Wisconsin's 3-2. We're a long, long way from that prospect, but we are in the bottom of the 8th, tied at 3. And again, Asdrúbal Cabrera takes over at second base. Drew Toussaint hit a home run, a monstrous clout, onto 8th Avenue, leading off the 6th inning against relief pitcher Sidney Bayo. Ball one inside to Drew. It was his 4th homer of the year. There's a strike on the inside edge. We promised you a look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. It's brought to you by State Farm Insurance agents Dale Thompson, Al Shetler, Gary Schubat, who's here again this evening, and Lanny Peterson. The next pitch to Drew is corked on the ground into left for a base hit. Now, Bob, a subtle reason, I'm not saying that ball would have been a sure hit, but the Timber Rattlers chose to try to take an extra base hit away from Toussaint. Therefore, young Chi Chen was guarding the line, and there was a huge hole in the left side of that infield.
And the pitch was coming in the area up around the letters where he could just get a good whack on it and drove it hard into left field. Well, you mentioned the L.A. Angels of Anaheim, and they lead the Chicago White Sox in Chicago 8-4 in the 8th inning.
Toussaint not running, and a high, lazy fly ball into shallow right. The second baseman going out, and he gives way to the right fielder. It was Mike Wilson that called off Asdrúbal Cabrera, the new second baseman, and first pitch swinging, Michael Collins has flied out to shallow right, 2 away here in the bottom of the 8th, 3-3 the score.
Detroit defeats Texas 6-4. Into the 9th inning, Baltimore 7, Boston 3. Into the 7th inning, Kansas City beating New York 3-0. In the last half of the 6th, Minnesota leads Cleveland 4-2. Tampa Bay, Oakland, Toronto, Seattle just underway.
Warner Madrigal with the go-ahead run at first. And it's a wild pitch. Ball one to the screen. That's a huge wild pitch because it allows Drew Toussaint to shuffle down to second into scoring position, and a base hit by Madrigal would likely give the Kernels the lead here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Pittsburgh has defeated Florida. This is the final, 9-1 the Pirates. The Mets beat Arizona 2-1. That is final. The other games are not as yet complete. St. Louis leading Colorado 4-2 in the top of the 3rd. In the top of the 7th, Houston 2, Cincinnati 1.
Madrigal ahead 1-0. Warner's nothing for 3 tonight. He was 0 for 4 last night. Ooh, he looked bad. A swing and a miss on a terrific changeup. Strike 1 to Warner.
In the San Francisco-Philadelphia game, Philly has come back to lead 6-5 in the top of the 8th, and Atlanta leads Washington 5-4 in the top of the 9th. How many one-run games does Atlanta win?
With Bobby Cox at the helm for, I think, the 14th season, people don't realize the definition anymore of a dynasty. And I know Atlanta's only won 1 or 2 World Series under Bobby Cox. But I still consider them a dynasty in the modern era. Swing and a miss by Warner as Fillinger continues to give Warner a steady diet of off-speed pitches. Ooh, he did it again in a weak swing and a miss. Warner Madrigal was absolutely carved up by Chad Fillinger. He did not have a good swing in any of those 3. And the Kernels failed to capitalize on a 1-out single and a wild pitch. Warner Madrigal fans, no runs for the Kernels in the 8th, 1 hit. There were no Wisconsin errors, and 1 left by the Kernels. We've left 6. Well, Rafael Rodriguez pitched 8 magnificent innings, but he will not get a decision here tonight. Chris Waters will work the top of the 9th inning. In a 3-3 game, this is Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
I'm Dave Shea. For 35 years, I was news anchor for Channel 2. Now, with gas prices at $2 a gallon, check out Randy Kill Honda and save with great fuel mileage on all Hondas in stock. The safest family sedan, the Honda Accord, will definitely save the family pocketbook with 34 miles to the gallon. Get even better mileage with a compact Civic, getting you there at 38 miles to the gallon. Or check the amazing fuel mileage of the Honda Civic Hybrid, 48 miles to the gallon, and that's in city driving. Randy Keel Honda has a large selection of pre-owned Hondas, too, all with exceptional fuel mileage. Check them out at www.randykeel.com. Also, Randy Keel offers a 7-year, 100,000-mile confidence guarantee on new vehicles. You can take my word for it, but you may also want to talk with other Honda owners. They're people you know, your friends, your neighbors, maybe even your relatives. I'm saving on gas prices by driving my Honda, and you can too. See Randy Keel Honda on Center Point Road Northeast.
1 hour photos, speed dating, DSL for your computer. Everyone's in a hurry these days. Your professional Pekin insurance agent, Scott Draper of She's Forrest Draper and Marion, doesn't hurry when it comes to helping you with your insurance needs. Scott will gladly sit down with you and outline a solid insurance program just right for you and your budget. Out-of-home, business, life, and health. Scott Draper, your hometown Pekin insurance professional in Marion, will give you the responsive, personal, unhurried service you deserve.
To the ninth, tied at 3. Nothing Rafael Rodriguez can do now to determine its outcome, even though he pitched his heart out, Bob. I think Rafael has to be very pleased with the performance he put in tonight.
Well, I would certainly think so, and Kernan Ronan would be happy, too, with that performance, because when you take a look at what he did in giving up 6 hits in the ball game, he didn't walk anybody to speak of, walked one man.
And struck out 8 in 8 innings.
Yes.
Chris Waters has...
You'd take that every time out?
Oh, yes. You're going to have a good chance to win with that line. 1-1 to the powerful number 3 hitter who hits one off his fist and dumps it down the right field line. It's a foul ball and skidding in feet first to the edge of the padded wall beyond the Papa John's Plaza, giving up his body is Jordan Renz. It's strike 2 to Mike Wilson. Mike tied this game at 2 with a prodigious home run with 2 out in the 6th inning. Boy, both of the solo shots that Rafael Rodriguez surrendered in this game came with 2 out and nobody on. Chris Waters is in the game, and Chris last pitched Saturday 2/3 of a scoreless inning here at home against the South Bend Silverhawks. This is one of the first times this year Chris Waters has been on the mound when the game has really mattered. And it looks like he's going to retire Mike Wilson on a ground ball to short. That's what he does. Sean Rodriguez fields it and throws out the batter. 1 away here in the top of the 9th inning.
Chris Waters is batting a pretty good average with regard to ERA at 4.56. And he has been able to pitch now 23 and 2/3 innings, given up 27 hits, 14 runs, 12 earned. He's given up 1 home run.
Chris is a right-hander, and he's facing the number 5 hitter, right-handed hitting Matt Tuiasosopo, and there's a strike on the outside corner from Chris Waters to the designated hitter. Straightaway stance, wears his black socks up high, and there's strike 2 from Chris Waters to Tuiasosopo. Nothing for 3 in this game. We're tied at 3 in the top of the 9th inning. Nobody on, 1 out for the visiting Timber Rattlers. The Kernel outfield is playing very deep. Waters just misses with the fastball. Outside, apparently, ball 1 to the batter.
Tuiasosopo has struck out, grounded out, flied out.
He's batting with nobody on, 1 out in the top of the 9th. We're tied 3-3. Ooh, a curveball just upstairs. And it's a 2-2 count. Richard Giannotti is shifted a little bit into right center in his center field position. Tuiasosopo waits for the 2-2. And it misses downstairs. The count was 0-2, and now it's a full count.
1 out, and it's a 3-3 game in the 9th.
The payoff offering. Curve, and that one is top foul to the skipper coaching at third, the Wisconsin manager, Scott Steinman. 2,591. Terrific crowd here tonight on this perfect evening for baseball. Temperature now stands at 74 degrees. Our first 7 o'clock start of the season. Tuiasosopo wearing a pair of black and gray batting gloves. Swings and tips one foul between the legs of Tommy Duenas. That's a couple of 3-2 pitches that have been fouled off by this youngster from the state of Washington.
Fine all-around athlete. Athletic family, of course.
And ball 4 from Chris Waters. I'll be darned, he lost him after he got ahead of him 0-2. That hurts. A one-out walk, and that brings up a troublesome hitter, 303 batting Sebastian Boucher. Boucher has singled twice, scored a run, and popped to third. He's 2 for 3. And I wouldn't be surprised. Well, Tuiasosopo is a big guy. He only has 2 steals in 5 attempts, but I still wouldn't be surprised if the Timber Rattlers roll the dice here on the road and try a hit and run. There's a huge hole between Collins holding the runner at first and the second baseman, Casilla. Now Tommy Duenas has to trot out to the mound. He follows the dirt path carved between the plate and the mound to talk it over with Chris Waters.
Well, you want to make sure that you're on the same page. No wild pitches, no pass balls.
Not in this situation. Drew Toussaint advanced to second on a wild pitch with 2 out in the bottom of the 8th, but Chad Fillinger got Warner Madrigal on strikes. Uh-oh, a pitch in the dirt, and what a play. Tommy Duenas blocked it. It rolled about 30 feet up the first base line, and unable to advance into scoring position was the runner at first.
Duenas kept that ball in front of him, batted at it, made sure it stayed there, and didn't get by.
Oh, those little things that make a big difference in an outcome of a game. Chris Waters comes set at the belt and pitches. Uh-oh, a wild pitch. Just what we said we needed to avoid. Chris Waters has fallen behind the left-handed batter 2-0, and the go-ahead run to second base. A recipe for disaster is brewing here in the top of the 9th. A walk after a batter was in an 0-2 hole, and then a wild pitch.
And here comes Kernan Ronan, and Bobby Maggs is going to get out there too, I think.
Well, as we said, Bob, this is the first time in a long time that Chris Waters has pitched with a game on the line. Chris has done a great job protecting big Kernel leads, and he's pitched very well in mop-up roles, but this is a situation that he is unfamiliar with for the most part this season, and that is pitching with the game on the line.
Well, Kernan Ronan is out there, and on instructions from the skipper, why, they'll try and settle Waters down.
Chris's first pitch was down and in. The second pitch, no chance for Tommy Duenas. It was a nasty delivery low and inside. It almost hit the batter, Sebastian Boucher. And now the Timber Rattlers have the go-ahead run at second with only 1 out here in the top of the 9th inning. Chris Waters is behind 2-0. A ground ball to second. Alexi Casilla knocks it down, picks it up, throws. Out on a bang play. The first base coach for Wisconsin, Bob, was trying to coax Sean Francis, the umpire, into calling that safe. Alexi Casilla knocked it down, and then it rolled further away from him than I thought it would.
Yes, it wasn't a clean pickup by any matter of means, and Casilla had to chase it a bit and then fired, and the throw wasn't too accurate either. Credit to Michael Collins with a good stretch and a save at first, because that ball could have gone by him.
On to third on the ground ball out to second was Matt Tuiasosopo, and a changeup inside to left-handed hitting Brandon Green, a 207 batter, 1 homer, 13 RBIs. Strike 1 at the knees. Chris Waters is trying to keep this game 3-3 with a runner at third and 2 out in the top of the 9th inning.
And Green has had 1 base hit in 3 tries tonight. This is the guy you want up there.
With his 207 average, that's right. Ball 2 is high and outside from the Kernel right-hander, who's working from the stretch here in the top of the 9th inning. Kernel outfield is straight away. A chopper to short. Sean Rodriguez gloves it and throws in time. How about Chris Waters? Chris Waters in the clutch after the visit from pitching coach Kernan Ronan retires the next 2 Wisconsin batters and keeps the Timber Rattlers from taking the lead. No runs, no hits for Wisconsin, a walk, a wild pitch, no Kernel errors, and Wisconsin leaves a runner. They've only left 4 men in their 9 innings this evening. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning, and it's the Kernels 3, Wisconsin 3. You're enjoying Kernel baseball in the zone.
A triple play, a rarity on the diamond, but produced successfully every day at South Slope Communications in North Liberty. The South Slope Communications triple play consists of voice, video, and data communications for your home or business. Achieve your communications triple play with South Slope Communications. South Slope is committed to providing the latest communications technology to their members while continuing to give service second to none. South Slope can provide your home or business with just about everything that connects you to information. Digital wireless phones, long-distance plans, data home and business wiring, video conferencing, dial-up and high-speed internet service, fiber optic installation and termination, and coming soon to all local servicing areas, digital video TV service. South Slope also rents out a beautiful community center event room in their magnificent new building in North Liberty. When you need anything in the communications field, select South Slope Communications. Visit them at southslope.com.
ESPN Classic.
Get the network that brings you the greatest sports in history.
From Namath to Koufax.
From McEnroe to Jordan.
The greatest heroes.
In their greatest games.
Plus, the Emmy and Peabody Award-winning Sports Century.
Revealing profiles inside the lives of legends.
And real classics.
Movies for sports fans every Sunday night.
No wonder the LA Times calls ESPN Classic the best channel on television.
To get ESPN Classic, call your local cable or satellite provider now.
Wisconsin goes to the bullpen for the third time this evening, and it's Craig James, Bob. This fella is their closer, essentially.
Yes, and he is a Miami, Florida guy again. This time he went to Miami-Dade Community College. Made his pro debut in Peoria, Arizona, making 14 relief appearances. Also was in the Mariners' 2003 Fall Instructional League. Played a second season with the Arizona Peoria team.
Well, if we get to him, we'll be the first. He's 2-0, and in 19 1/3 innings, he's given up no runs on 8 hits. Strike one in to Tommy Duenas. That's a phenomenal record to have to go up against. But maybe the Kernels can be the team that solves this right-hander. A hanging curveball, and Tommy swung and missed. Strike two.
He's 6'2", 201 pounds. So Tommy Duenas struck out twice and grounded out once.
Can Tommy get aboard as the go-ahead run, the winning run here in the 9th inning? He's in an 0-2 hole. A curve and a swing and a miss, and now I see why, in just 3 pitches, why Craig James has 6 saves and has given up no runs in 19 1/3 innings.
He gave him a little split finger on that one.
Ooh. Tommy Duenas was brushed aside on 3 pitches.
Slippery slider.
Let's see if Jordan Renz can reach for the 3rd time tonight. Bottom of the 9th inning, we're tied at 3. And a breaking pitch.
Same pitch.
That almost drifted over the plate as Renz had to lean back, and then it almost caught the inside corner. Yeah, this is some nasty pitch that Craig James possesses. Swing and a miss, strike one.
That was an 87-mile-an-hour fastball.
James is a right-hander working in relief here in the bottom of the 9th inning. He comes set and misses with a breaking pitch. So many of these closers now come in and work from the stretch position with nobody on base. The outfield is playing out of sight for Wisconsin to try to cut down on the likelihood of an extra base hit here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Strike two called, a breaking pitch. It's 2-2 to Jordan Renz. Craig James.
He is the 4th pitcher for the Timber Rattlers tonight.
Renz on a 2-2 delivery, corks it foul on the ground. That's a positive sign. Jordan's the first Kernel batter here in the 9th to put the bat on the ball. And I'm not saying that sarcastically. That is a sign of progress against a guy who's given up no runs, just 8 hits allowed in 19 1/3 innings. Another 2-2 to the Kernel right fielder, Jordan Renz. He drills it foul over the Miller Mezzanine Terrace. The count remains even to Renz. Kernel's trying to get the winning run aboard here in the bottom of the 9th with 1 out. Renz, the number 8 hitter. Jordan stands straight away from the right side and wears a pair of bright white batting gloves. Ball 3. It's been a good at-bat for Jordan Renz. He's run the count full against this masterful right-hander, Craig James. Josh Womack is playing within spitting distance of the warning track in center. He's out of sight out there. Swing and a miss on a 3-2 pitch. Well, the Kernels are going to have their hands full as long as this guy's in the game, Bob.
88-mile-an-hour fastball got him over the outside corner between the knees and the waist. Excellent pitch. And one you have to swing at, and Renz did and missed.
Now Richard Giannotti bats with the bases empty, 2 gone in the bottom of the ninth. 3-3 the score. Richard batting left-handed, a switch hitter. And he hits one in the air to left. In front of the track, it'll be caught by Sebastian Boucher. Richard Giannotti hit it as far as he has this season, just in front of the track and left to end the 9th inning. We're going to extra innings this evening. Bob Brooks will have the 10th inning for you. And after 9, it's the Kernels 3, Wisconsin 3. This is Kernel Baseball in the zone.
At Zimmerman's, we believe that the voice of the customer speaks the loudest. Let's hear what our customers have to say.
We chose Zimmerman because our family has been buying cars. I guess we're probably the 3rd generation to buy cars here at Zimmerman's.
My family's bought 18 cars at Zimmerman's. 18. I ought to get a little bonus or something, wasn't it?
We build our reputation on one satisfied customer at a time. On behalf of everyone at Zimmerman's, I want to thank you for your business.
This flu season, the makers of Tylenol want you to know a little medicine can help treat the flu, but more hand washing could help prevent it. Warm water and soap kills germs best when you wash for 30 seconds. Teach your kids to hum a song so they know how long to wash. Tylenol Flu can relieve your family's symptoms if they do get sick, but wouldn't it be better if they didn't? For more tips, visit Tylenol.com/flu. Stop. Think. Tylenol Cold and Flu with Cool Burst and Children's Tylenol Flu. Use as directed.
Your dog eats your new sofa. Pet satisfaction rating 3%. Your hairdresser doesn't know burnt auburn from burnt toast. Hair color satisfaction rating 5%. After years of marriage, your husband still leaves the seat up. Spouse satisfaction rating -2%. Your car insurance company saves you hundreds of dollars and handles your claim quickly and fairly. Car insurance satisfaction rating 97%. Oh, you must have Geico.
Geico's customer satisfaction stands at 97%. How would you rate your car insurance company? Geico. 1-800-947-AUTO.
And we will go to the 10th inning here tonight at Memorial Stadium. And Young Chi Chen will be the first batter for the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, who have rattled a couple of home runs tonight, and so the Kernels. So it's a 3-3 ball game. The windup by Chris Waters. Here's the pitch, and it's a strike called to even the count of the ball and a strike. Chen has had one of those home runs tonight. Mike Wilson, the other one for Wisconsin. And a pitcher goes to the right field bullpen. I wouldn't be surprised, and it could be Cordova.
Well, it's a big guy.
Or T.J. Stanton, that's who it is. Chen, on a 1-2 pitch, takes it low and in the dirt. Tommy Duenas bounces around, comes up with the ball. Ball 2, strike 2. Chen batting .269. And he has 32 runs driven in. This pitch is up around the chin for a ball. So Chen takes one by the chin. And this ball 3, strike 2. Outfield, plenty deep. Here's the pitch. Fouled off to the right, and we're still at 3-2. Chen from Taiwan, as we indicated, was an Olympic player. Here's the pitch. Swung on, line down the right field line. It is a fair ball going to the corner. Rentz chases it down. The runner holds at second, and Chin gets his second double of the night.
And his third hit.
And all of them have been big hits. 1 homer and 2 doubles for a .269 hitter.
Number 11, Asdrúbal Cabrera.
Cabrera now comes on.
Oh, yes, Bob, this is his first at-bat after he took over at second in the 8th inning.
Cabrera, number 11 on the back of his gray traveling uniform. And Cabrera is batting .331.
So they may not have him bunting with that batting average.
Infield is in on the corners at first and third and halfway in at short and second. Checking everything for the Cedar Rapids Kernels is Chris Waters. Stanton throwing in the bullpen. 3-3 game. Pitch. Strike gets called. He got it right in there, right over the outside corner at the knees.
Cabrera was 0 for 3 last night in the series opener. He walked twice.
Well, that pitch, I don't know why he didn't swing at it. It was a good strike. There's a curve, and he swings at that and doesn't get it. So quickly, the count to Cabrera. Cabrera goes to strike 2. Young Chi Chen at second base. Here's the pitch. Drops outside, just off the corner, and into the dirt. A ball and 2 strikes. In a game like this, in the 10th inning, every little nuance of the ball game becomes magnified. What can I do to win? Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. He struck him out.
Well, there's a huge, huge out, Bob, because the Timber Rattlers chose not to have the .331 hitter bunt. Now it'll take a base hit. Now, wait a minute. We may have a pinch hitter coming up to the plate. The Timber Rattlers look like they're going to send Marshall Hubbard, a left-handed batter, up to pinch hit for Oswaldo Navarro. And when you're battling for a division title in the first half like Wisconsin is, you do everything you can to win, and Marshall Hubbard is going to pinch hit for Oswaldo Navarro.
Hubbard is batting .281.
With 5 homers and 23 RBIs.
Marshall Hubbard coming on. Hubbard is 6'3", 215 out of Ashland, Virginia. The pitch to the left-handed hitter is inside for ball 1. So the skipper of the Wisconsin Timberwolves, Scott Steinman, goes lefty-righty. Right-handed pitcher, left-handed pinch hitter. The delivery outside for a ball. Runner at second. And there is 1 out in the top of the 10th in a 3-3 game. At the belt, here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball, knocked down, bounces away from Casilla, throws. He is out at first on a great play. And a very, very close play at first. Runner goes to third. To all intents and purposes, it looked as if Casilla was going to boot it. But he scrambled, bounced around, picked it up, and got it to Collins at first in time.
And brother, Bob, for a left-handed batter, Marshall Hubbard did not take advantage of that step and a half that you are closer to first. I thought for sure he would beat that out. And for essentially, as you said, Casilla, for the time being, has saved the game.
There's a curve outside. Another left-handed batter is Josh Womack, batting .260 for Wisconsin. 0 for 4 tonight with 2 strikeouts. Pitch swung on and fouled right back into the screen. That was headed up this way.
I leaned back and Bob went forward, so you know who has the courage in the booth. I'll tell you.
No, I was going to drop below the desk.
Me too. Duck for cover.
Here's the pitch. Outside, high and wide, 2 balls and a strike. At third is Young Chi Chen, 2 out, game tied, 3-3. Chris Waters from the stretch delivers. There's a swing and a high fly ball that should end it for the Timber Rattlers. In right field, Rentz gloves it, and that retires Wisconsin. Fly ball to right. Solid relief pitching by Chris Waters after giving up a leadoff double. We're still tied at 3 as the Kernels come to bat in the last half of the 10th inning. You're listening to Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
Okay, we're ready in here, and here comes the music.
If you've been thinking about getting cable television from Mediacom.
If you've been thinking about getting cable television from Mediacom.
Or high-speed internet.
Or high-speed internet.
Wait a minute. Why is she repeating everything I'm saying?
'Cause it's a double offer?
Yeah, you can get Mediacom Digital 1-Star Pack featuring movies and interactive guide music channels and more for just $29.95 a month for a whole year. And get Mediacom Online for just $29.95 a month for a whole year.
I know that, but is it really necessary to repeat it?
Hey, gotta get the point across.
Do you want me to say it again?
Why not?
Get Mediacom Digital 1-Star Pack for just $29.95 a month for a whole year. And get Mediacom Online for just $29.95 a month for a whole year.
Aha, she forgot something. You can add HBO for just $6 a month for 6 months. And the phone number, 1-877-377-CABLE.
That number again is 1-877-377-CABLE.
I'm out of here.
Must subscribe to both services. Offer for new residential subscribers only. All products may not be available.
The way to pocket important savings is to take advantage of Chevron motor oils and lubricants from the Otson Oil Company, your local Chevron oil distributor. Chevron lubricants are made from higher quality base oils for better performance, and that means longer life for your engine. Contact the Otson Oil Company in Cedar Rapids for details on how you can save time and money with Chevron lubricants. The Otson Oil Company, serving Iowa with quality lubricants since 1933. Visit Otson Oil Company at www.otson.com.
So the reason we were just a little bit late coming back was my fault. Bob and I are trying to reconfigure the infield for the Timber Rattlers, and Bob, I think you have it. I think we have it for our listeners. Okay, I'll take care of the left side of the infield. Bob will take care of the right. Brandon Green moves from first to third. Asdrúbal Cabrera moves from second to short.
And Chen is at second base and Hubbard at first. Swing and a drive, center field. Base hit. Solid hit by Casilla. He makes a turn, and in the last half of the 10th, the winning run is on first base, with the third hit of the night by Alexi Casilla.
He faked a bunt, Bob, and pulled the bat back and really hammered it into center. Now, with Casilla, 2 out of 3 in stolen base attempts, signals are being flashed from the new first baseman, Hubbard, to his infielders. The Kernels have the momentum in this game, Bob, because of what Waters did in the top of this 10th inning. He pitched around a leadoff double.
Well, let's see how the Kernels play it here with Rafael Rodriguez is pitching tonight, getting them this far. Now we have Sean Rodriguez, who can help them. He was going to bunt. They were going to charge at suicide distance.
Man, those guys crashed, like you said, Bob, kamikaze style from third and first. Had Rodriguez pulled the bat back, they'd have had a ball down their throat.
So the catcher, Rob Johnson, is going to direct traffic again for the Timber Rattlers. Remember, these same 2 teams here tomorrow at noon. Join us. Meet us at the stadium. Curve for a strike over the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. So on the mound, we have Craig James, and he has not given up a run in relief this year.
In 19, now 20 in the third innings.
Well, there's always the first time. Runner at first. Stretch by James. The pitch. Bunted foul off to the right, and the count moves along now to a ball and 2 strikes.
Man, when those guys crash in from the corners, I'm not sure what you do as the batter.
I think with strike 2, you take a full swing at it.
DJ Stanton, if there is an 11th inning, will likely take over following 2 shutout innings from right-hander Chris Waters out of the Colonel bullpen. But let's hope we can win it here in the 10th.
Game tied at 3-3. Stretch by James. Here's the pitch. Curve. He golfed it foul off to the right, just protecting the plate and towards the Colonel bullpen. Thank goodness for the screen in front of the bullpen. That ball would have scattered them. James is the pitcher for the Timber Rattlers. We have Green playing third and now playing back a bit. The pitch. There's a swing and a fly ball that's foul down the left field line. Bobby Maggs didn't want to handle that one either.
Most of the 2,591 are still here, even though it's a school night.
But not for long on school days. Just 2 left.
I talked to a fellow whose kid's in a Catholic school, Eli Corrala, the owner of Ziogiano's, and he said his kid who goes to, I believe, All Saints, he told me they're out. So the Catholic schools get out a little bit earlier.
Runner leads at first, 2-stride lead, and the throw over, and Casilla's back in time.
I take that back. Eli's son goes to St. Matthew. So St. Matthew is out of school.
Now the stretch, here's the pitch. Inside, almost hitting. Steps back, and the count level at ball 2, strike 2. Tommy Magianis is going to complain to Weinstein, the plate umpire, that, hey, it did hit him.
Well, Sean Rodriguez showed the plate umpire something on his bat. So Bobby didn't argue for long.
Now the runner leads at first. 3-3 game. Last of the 10th. Throw to first. Diving back, Casilla. Santiago. Going with ball. Fillinger. Now Craig James on the mound tonight for Wisconsin. 2-stride lead. The stretch, here it is. There's a swing and a drive down the left field line. A base hit. And making the turn, Casilla has to hold at second. Solid single to left by Sean Rodriguez. And that brings up Freddy Sandoval, the 275 hitter.
And because Sean hit it so solidly, Bob, and because the outfielder in left, Boucher, was playing so deep, no chance for Casilla to try to go to third. But the Kernels are primed here for an extra inning victory. It won't be easy because, as you said, no one has crossed the plate in over 20 innings against Craig James. But the Kernels have set themselves up for a chance to win this game in the 10th inning.
Well, as Freddy Sandoval stands in, I would think that the bunt is in order. Now the stretch. Here's the pitch, and the attempted bunt, he lets it go by, and the ball is outside. Ball 1 and no strikes. Sandoval has flied out on 3 occasions here and grounded out. So he has not had the ball out of the infield. Freddy, left-handed hitter, stands in there. Kernels now have 3 runs in 8 hits, throw to second, close play. Casilla just back. Taking the throw was Chen and live. That was very, very close. The right hand, the fingers, just caught the bag before the tag.
With the winning run at second, Josh Womack and Mike Wilson in center and right are playing shallow enough that should Sandoval switch off and hit one into the outfield, they would have a play at the plate. They're playing very shallow.
Ball one, no strikes. This is when a manager takes over. Here they worked the wheel play, and they had Casilla picked off, but nobody to back up. Had the center fielder come in, they would have had Casilla. They worked that wheel play where everybody moves, but the center fielder, he's the only guy that's got a chance to cover second, and he has to do that. And didn't.
Alexi was halfway to third, Bob. You're right. Now, Freddy had an uncertain kind of jabbing motion. That was not a real strong bunt attempt by Freddy Sandoval.
Now he levels that bat to stretch. Here's the pitch. He bunts the ball. Foul off to the left.
Well, this brings to light what you said about Richard Giannotti. You see how comfortable he is bunting, and you see how uncomfortable, at least right now, Freddy Sandoval is.
Well, it's an art.
It really is. The best I ever saw was Maury Wills.
I mean, you have to practice this. You have to put a couple of buckets out there and try and hit the ball in the bucket or close to it. Again, the Kernels, nobody out. Runners at first and second. The winning run at second base in a 3-3 game. Kernels won last night 11-4, the first game of the series. And this game has been turned over to the managers. The strategy now for Wisconsin is to play it in on the corners and a double play depth in the infield. Outfield is shallow straight away. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with that slider on the inside.
Key bat in the entire game. Freddy Sandoval, A, unable to get the bunt down, and B, even more disconcerting, unable to put the ball in play. And now the Timber Rattlers can breathe a momentary sigh of relief as they have the double play in order. They're sending out their pitching coach. Boy, you can tell, Bob, we've been in this position the last 3 seasons in the first half, fighting for a division title the last 2.5 weeks of the season, and it is fun to be in the hunt. You said earlier that everything is magnified, and the Timber Rattlers desperately want this game, and the Kernels still have a great shot to win it here in the 10th, but that strikeout of Sandoval was big.
From the Wisconsin standpoint, they are tied with Clinton. They're here in Cedar Rapids against the team that is in last place. They figure, hey, we can go in there and win 3 of 4 and help our chances for the first half title and put a little distance between ourselves and Clinton and the Quad Cities. But Cedar Rapids has other plans for that, and consequently, the hottest bat tonight for the Kernels is owned by the gentleman who's at the plate now in Drew Toussaint, a home run and a single.
What a big strikeout by Craig James.
Well, Toussaint is batting .303, so he has the best opportunity of any Colonel to get the winning hit here. Now the stretch. James of Wisconsin delivers. Curve for a strike and a beaut. Over the outside corner makes it strike 1. The outfield for Toussaint is drawn around to the left, but the big opening is in right center field. Toussaint, though, is a dead pull hitter. There's a ball inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's had 17 runs driven in this year. And now 4 home runs. Casilla at second base leads by 3 strides. The pitch. Curve for another strike. Toussaint kind of looked at that and used the old line, ain't my style.
Not my pitch.
Sorry for the poor grammar. But that's what it is. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 on, tie ball game at 3-3. Last half of the 10th inning. Toussaint the batter. Green has been in the bullpen for the Kernels. Stretch, here it is. There's a swing and a miss on that slider again. He struck him out. So here is Craig James, who has not allowed a run this year in relief for Wisconsin. The first 2 men up single, and he strikes out the next 2. And now, since he came on, he struck out 4. That brings up Michael Collins, the Australian. Well, let's see, since this game is so international, if he can get a hit. Curved for a strike over the outside corner, and for Craig James, he has really thrown nothing but strikes. Collins is trying to get something that he can drive. Outfield is still a little shallow. Curveball is low and in the dirt. Tried to get Michael fishing, but he wouldn't go for that. Then it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Michael Collins, 6'3", 210, solidly built. Steps into the batter's box, and let's see if he can get something going here. He's 3/4 of the way back in the batter's box, and time is called as Rob Johnson wants to go out. Each pitch is, as we said, magnified, because that can be the ball game. Casilla at second. Rodriguez at first, doesn't matter. At the 10 o'clock hour here on the zone, it's 3-3. At the stretch, the pitch. There's a swing and a ground ball to short. High hop. The ball goes into center field. Casilla rounds third. No play. Kernels win on a bad bounce. Michael Collins hit a ground ball that looked to be routine in front of the shortstop, and Cabrera came in on it, and the ball took a hometown hop and went into left center field, and Casilla scored, and the Kernels win it 4-3. Well, here's a baseball club that has lost a lot of games this year by 1 run, lost in extra innings, lost through unusual circumstances, in last place. Tonight, they got a break.
And Bob, we'll talk about that break in just a moment. What a great tribute to Michael Collins for doing what Bobby Magallanes has been preaching all spring, put the ball in play, and it certainly was a hometown bad hop single, but goodness knows we have endured so many of those type of plays against us, and the baseball gods sometimes have a way of trying to even things up. Bob and I will be back after this 10th inning Kernel triumph, 4-3 Kernels, in just a moment with the Kernel Curtain Call. This is Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
Welcome back. We've got Lucy Lawn Chair on line 1.
Hi, I need help. My owners are having a big backyard barbecue this weekend. I know I'm not going to be able to entertain that many people by myself.
Tell them Menards has all the patio furniture they need to keep their guests comfortable.
Well, they could really use something with an umbrella.
A 9-piece patio set with umbrella, table, side table, and 6 padded folding chairs is just $169. Thanks for calling, Lucy. Hopefully your owners are listening and on their way to Menards for big savings on patio furniture.
Now during Menards Outdoor Leisure Sale, save big on patio furniture in all the latest styles, including wicker, wrought iron, and padded sets at huge savings. Or check out the 5-piece fireside chat set. It features 4 deep seating cushion chairs and granite top table that can be used as a fire pit or cooler. Save big on patio furniture during Menards Outdoor Leisure Sale.
Save big money at Menards.
It's time for the Kernels Curtain Call, right here on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM. With a recap of all the action, the State Farm Major League Scoreboard, plus a look ahead to the next Kernels game, let's rejoin the voice of the Kernels, the one, the only John Rogers, here on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM.
And with Hall of Fame sportscaster Bob Brooks, John Rogers back with you at Veterans Memorial Stadium. And, Bob, you feel bad for the Timber Rattlers in that you can't defense a bad hop single that won the game, but the Kernels did enough well that they did deserve a chance to win this game.
No doubt about that. And tonight, the rub of the green went to the hometown team. The Cedar Rapids Kernels won it 4-3 on Michael Collins' ground ball that hit the, apparently, in retrospect, trying to replay it in my mind up here, it must have hit the area right where the grass ends and the infield starts. And it took a bad hop in front of Cabrera, went up over his shoulder and into left center field, and Casilla running on contact, he was able to score. And the Kernels win the game by the score of 4-3. And Craig James, well, we said you don't go through an entire year as a closer without giving up a run now and then. And the run came on what looked to be a routine ground ball. There was no error here. And the grounds crew ought to get a little kudo from Michael Collins. He better take them all to the spring house or something, because whatever it hit out there,
pretty magical.
It was a little bit of magic and a little bit of luck, and as we have indicated here, so many things have gone the opposite way for the Kernels in the first half of this season that the Cedar Rapids club got a break tonight, and they're pitching with the way it was in relief by Chris Waters, and the 7 innings that Rodriguez was able to twirl tonight. In fact, he twirled into the 8th inning, and he was absolutely outstanding. So let's see for just a moment, John, about Rodriguez's total. 8 innings of pitching, 6 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 1 walk in 8 innings, 9 strikeouts, and he threw over 100 pitches here tonight. So he had a sensational outing, and it was good enough to get a victory. He didn't get it, but Chris Waters did, his first win of the year. You follow the bouncing ball here tonight, and when you followed the bouncing ball, the Cedar Rapids Kernels used that hop to get themselves a victory and make it 2 over the Timber Rattlers in this series, going for 3 tomorrow at noon.
Bob, thanks. Here's the final line score. 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Kernels. We left 8. Wisconsin, 3 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors. They stranded 5. As Bob noted, 2 brilliant innings out of the bullpen in relief of Rafael Rodriguez for right-hander Chris Waters. He earns his first win of the year. He's 1-2. The Kernels hand Craig James, who was unscored upon in 20-plus innings, his first loss. He's 2-1. This game took under 3 hours, 2 hours and 57 minutes, and there were 2,591 Kernel fans that went home happy following a 10th inning Kernel triumph. A break here from the stadium. The Kernel Curtain Call will continue next with our Access Direct play of the game. This is Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
We've been telling you for some time that Greg's Lawn Service is a cut above the rest when it comes to caring for your lawn. However, Greg's experienced staff does so much more than lawn care. They offer complete landscape design and installation, concrete curb edging, grading, sodding, and hydro seeding. Yes, Greg's is a complete lawn care service, and they welcome the opportunity to show you why they are a cut above the rest. Give Greg's a call for more details about their wide range of services.
Well, I'll tell you, there was nothing like seeing Touchdown Jesus looking down on the stadium, right?
You know, walking through the tunnel in the Coliseum is something you never forget playing for USC, especially against a team like
the roar of the crowd when you enter the horseshoe for the first time is something I'll never forget.
Mike Golick,
Sean Salisbury,
Kirk Herbstreit,
defensive end,
quarterback,
Notre Dame, class of 85,
Southern Cal, 1986,
Ohio State, 1992.
Now, they're all on our team. The College Football Experience on ESPN Radio.
A Colonel 10th inning win sends them to their second straight win over the best team in the Western Division, at least the co-leaders, the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. And on the Colonel Curtain call, we now turn our spotlight on our Access Direct play of the game. Access Direct is undergoing a hiring initiative right now, and they're looking for team players. You can apply by calling you can apply by logging on to Access Direct's website, www.accdir.com, or call Access Direct at 261-0260. That's 261-0260. What does Access Direct have to offer? Well, for one, an $8.50 hourly starting wage. You can wear blue jeans to work, a casual dress code. How would you like to enter and leave work smiling every day and night? Fun, friendly atmosphere at Access Direct. And perhaps best of all, in this day and age of corporate cuts and benefits, Access Direct has outstanding benefits. Medical, dental, vision insurance, plus a 401k savings plan. Apply today to Access Direct. We go to the bottom of the 10th for our Colonel Access Direct play of the game. Alexi Casilla collected his third hit of the game with a leadoff single against unscored upon Craig James to start the 10th. Sean Rodriguez then ripped a single into left, and Casilla had to stop at second. After Freddy Sandoval couldn't get a bunt down and struck out, so did Drew Toussaint fan. Michael Collins, the Australian, stepped to the plate with the winning run at second, 2 out, and all of a sudden the wind is blowing into our booth. 2 out in the bottom of the 10th inning, Collins at the plate. Let's enjoy our Access Direct play of the game.
At the 10 o'clock hour here on the zone, it's 3-3. At the stretch, the pitch. There's a swing and a ground ball to short. High hop. The ball goes into center field. Casilla around third. No play. Kernels win on a bad bounce. Michael Collins hit a ground ball that looked to be routine in front of the shortstop, and Cabrera came in on it, and the ball took a hometown hop and went into left center field, and Casilla scored, and the Kernels win it 4-3.
That was Bob Brooks' call of our Access Direct play of the game, the bad hop single off the bat of Michael Collins. And Bob, and all the hoopla that followed the winning run scoring, the public address announcer here played a song Australia-related. Julia Jansen, did you notice that? Is it called The Land Down Under? But that was quite a tribute to Michael Collins. As you said, Bob, Michael needs to give a hearty handshake at the very least and say thank you, mates, because to his credit, though, he did something that Sandoval and Drew Toussaint couldn't do against that brilliant right-hander Craig James. He did put the ball in play.
Certainly did, and it was a sharply hit ball, and it took that crazy hop.
I like how you called it the hometown hop.
Well, Cedar Rapids needed a hometown victory because this team now is 12-14. They have still been 2 games below the 500 mark. So here's one payback.
One payback and a Colonel 10th inning win. Bob, set the alarm clock, and I'll see you here tomorrow morning.
Yes, it's a noontime ball game, and I would think 2 games here so far have shown the Kernels are playing better.
That's
and they
for sure.
showed that, too, in the other series.
The sweep of the Whitecaps.
Yep.
Bob, thank you so much. Bob Brooks with us throughout the game, and he had the call, our Access Direct play of the game, the Michael Collins bad hop single that plated Alexi Casilla with the game-winning run in the 10th inning. Broadcast assistant Julia Jansen standing by, and she'll step to the plate with us next for a complete look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard here in the zone.
For the 7th consecutive year, Toyota Financial Services is encouraging elementary students throughout our community to read this summer. Toyota Financial Services believes that inspiring children to read brings families together, fosters imagination, and enhances knowledge. The Gazette shares Toyota Financial Services' belief in the value of reading. That's why they've teamed up to recognize and reward this summer's readers for their fabulous accomplishments. Toyota Financial Services and the Gazette, proud to stand with our community's children to enrich their lives.
I cannot be anyone but me. Baby, can't you see I know what's right for me? Don't tell me wrong from right. I know just what I like. Yeah, call me crazy, I don't care. Come feel the joy all around. Each generation, they got their own understanding. Come to shout it out.
A 4-3 Kernel win on a bad hop single over the shortstop, Asdrúbal Cabrera's left shoulder by Michael Collins gives the Kernels a hard-earned 4-3 win, and the Kernels have knocked off the co-division leaders, the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, for the second time in a row in this series. Because of the length of this game, I imagine we have quite a few finals to report on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. It's brought to you for the 10th straight season by State Farm insurance agents Al Shetler, Dale Thompson, Gary Schubat, and Lanny Peterson. And with the finals and the games in progress, here's Kernel Broadcast Assistant Julia Jansen.
All right, starting in the American League, over at U.S. Cellular Field, big game today. Our Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim have upended the Chicago White Sox 10-7. Over at Oriole Park, Boston fell to Baltimore 9-3. Detroit edged Texas 6-4. At the Metrodome, Minnesota beat Cleveland 6-2. Over in Kansas City, the Royals knocked off New York Yankees 3-1. And in progress right now, Oakland is crushing Tampa Bay 7-1. They are in the top of the fourth. And at Safeco Field, Toronto and Seattle are underway. They are in the bottom of the fourth with a 0-0 score. Over in the National League, earlier tonight at RFK Stadium, Atlanta trimmed Washington 5-4. Over in Pittsburgh, the Pirates stomped Florida 9-1. Over in Philadelphia, the Phillies topped San Francisco 10-6. At Shea Stadium, the New York Mets nipped Arizona 2-1. Houston dumped Cincinnati 4-1, and in progress right now, the St. Louis Cardinals and the Colorado Rockies are tied at 6, and they are in the 7th inning. Over at Petco Park, Milwaukee leads San Diego 4-0, and at Dodger Stadium tonight, Chicago Cubs have jumped ahead to the Los Angeles Dodgers 4-0, and they are in the bottom of the third.
Well, Julia Jansen, I'm proud to report to your agent that you're ready for ESPN. That was the smoothest and most confident scoreboard you've given the State Farm Major League scoreboard, and thank you so much. That was a very eloquent delivery, Julia, and we have a lot to celebrate tonight, a Kernel 4-3 win. You were down among the crowd for part of that 10th inning, and they seem to be pretty revved up.
Yeah, I stood up and screamed at the last part. That's probably why I'm all excited right now.
Well, that's great, Julia. 10th inning Kernel win 4-3. The State Farm Major League scoreboard brought to you by State Farm insurance agents Gary Schubat, Lanny Peterson, Al Shetler, and Dale Thompson. A 10th inning win for the Kernels, 4-3, and we're already excited about the gates opening, well, almost 12 hours from now. At 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, the gates will open for noon action. Our last noon game elicited a crowd of over 3,600. Come on out and join us. Meet Julia, Bob, and I at the stadium. We'll be here to bring you all the fun in the zone tomorrow afternoon's game. I know Kernel broadcast engineer Jake Lentz will be enjoying a busman's holiday here tomorrow, the noon game. We'll have the South Slope Communications Triple Play show for you at 11:40 tomorrow morning. For Hall of Fame sportscaster Bob Brooks and Colonel Broadcast Assistant Julia Jansen, I'm John Rogers, wishing you a great rest of your June 1st. 4-3 Kernels in 10 innings. This has been Colonel Baseball in the Zone.
This has been a special sports presentation from The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, Cedar Rapids. Now back to our regularly scheduled ESPN programming already in progress.